many credit experts. All right, how can that be when I helped set up the system in the first place? Okay, all these experts that think they know what they're talking about. I don't get it. Well, that's okay. Let's see if we can separate the truth and play the game to win. Not hard to do. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, you guys on TikTok, what are you doing today? Let's play the game to win, the ultimate game. Okay? So, we're going to play the game to win every step of the way. Reverse that. Come on. Go over here. So, we get to play what I want to do. Make sure it's not backwards. It is. All right. And we found out there's a new button in a different way. Okay. So, again, what are we going to do? All right. Today, all these experts, it's amazing. Okay? The day you were born, the reality is mommy put a form together called SS5 form. The SS5 controls our money because the IRS taxes us on our paycheck. So what do? We're going to look at birth certificate. We're going to look at how credit actually works. Not all these phony experts that think they know about credit. I mean, I understand something. In 1977, I'm the guy that's a consultant for TRW that started the credit files and the way it got started. So again, unfortunately, my eyes are all swollen today. Looks like I was in a boxing match yesterday. Got this reaction to this what medication they gave me 3 days ago. Face has been on fire. Yeah, but it's okay. You got to fight through the pain no matter what happens in this world today. So guess what? All these experts talking about what? Credit, percentages, and blah, blah, blah. Let's just go down to the basics, okay? When I was a consultant for TRW in 1977, let's go with 1977, okay? All right, I didn't know they were going to take all my suggestions. TRW was Thomas Raymond Woolridge. They made bicycle parts. That's what they did. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Susie, how you doing? George, what are you doing today? Joanne, you got Carl? Fantastic, all these people. Here's Image as well. He's here all the time. So in 1977, I'm one of the consultants, just one of them. And they asked everybody their opinion on things. And it's like, okay, see, I'm very aggressive. So I said, why don't we use the oldest credit card? They said, okay, that's a good idea. So why don't we use the 29% rule? See, what happened is people looked at 25% like 1/4 or something. And I go, well, people are going to go above that a little bit. So we wrote down 29% rule. This is 1977, by the way. 1978, we have a problem. People are trying to close escrows under the Fair Lending Act. So let's write down Fair Lending Act. Let's write down Fair Credit Reporting Act, the rules and tools. So if you quit scrolling, you can pay attention to the real rules and tools and the history behind personal credit. You see, TRW became Experian in 1996. So that's how it came Experian. Everybody copied what we did. You had CBI Equifax. Okay, you had TransUnion Fullerton in California. All they did is copy what TRW was doing. And again, I called TRW the reports wrong, even though it was Thomas Wilbur. All right, TRW Thomas Wilbur Railroad. Okay, I can't even talk today. This medication screwed with my head. It's okay. What do we do? But the SS5 form. So what we have to figure out is this, okay? You have an SS5 form on file with the IRS. The IRS is in charge. We have to understand that they're in charge of scrolling through the process. What happens, the SS5 form that mommy signed on your behalf when you were born controls why they get to tax your paycheck. And that's how it works. So understand, let's connect the dots. As we're doing this, let's write down Fair Lending Act. See, the Fair Lending Act allows you to reverse process of bad credit. You see, if they would tell you the rules and tools, which they don't seem to know, all they know is recopying what I say, some pieces and highlights of percentages and this and that, blah, 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 history. Well, the bottom line is history is the oldest card, and it's always been 29%. It's never been 30, it's never been 40, it's never been 50. Credit Karma was going to basically sue them again during a pandemic because they kept saying 42%, which has never been 42% ever. We established in 1977 29% utilization. So that's what we have to focus on about personal credit. So if we're going to structure something like the American dream, we have to remember something. Our personal credit is used for us or against us. The next problem we have is the IRS taxes our paycheck the moment we get our paycheck, which kind of sucks because no one explained it to us. No one explained to the consumer, us, that we used to have all our write-offs. We used to write off our credit cards, our interest rates, our car payments, our house, and all the goodies, and we got to write it all off. Well, the reality is they hurt the people. There's more people than there is the system. The reality is that people get hurt all the time. Not very fair. It's like when I wrote basically consumer credit counseling. This is on all your credit bureaus. I've written 67 books so far in my lifetime, and I've been teaching and preaching for 50 years, 6 days a week. All right, consumer credit counseling is what we had on the dashboards for all the creditors, and you could actually get negotiation through nonprofit. That was actually helping people back then because that's the way it worked. Most of your collection agencies now are a bunch of frauds. Or the other ones who do debt consolidations are frauds as well. I'd rather get a SoFi loan or something to reduce my debt to ratio. See, the goal was never to rip off your creditor. Credit repair, all right, tends to tell you you can rip off your creditor and not pay your bill, which is not right. So if you quit scrolling wee all the way home, you could actually learn to play the game. So we're going to write down SS5 right now. The SS5 formula is what mommy signed on your behalf. This is how it works, okay? So let's understand. I was basically 14 years old in 1974. I was instructed to go get my SSN. SSN is what I had to do. I went to the social administration department and then I asked a basic question. You see, the top of the form says SS5 right there. I asked them a question: Are you the IRS? You see, SS4 and SS5. I want to compare the two. So the SSN, we start with an SS5 form. Let's write it down. The SS5 creates the SSN. That equals a 1040 tax return. So when the IRS wants to tax your paycheck, they do that every time you get a paycheck. If you connect the dots, you can reverse the process of bad credit, by the way. And that's up to you as well. You can reverse the process, understanding the Fair Lending Act. You see, you were not supposed to use this number ever for credit purposes. It's right there. See, you were not allowed to, okay, until the late 90s, and then creditors actually tricked you. Creditors tricked you based on the application. They couldn't decide if they're going to use the driver's license or the actual Social Security card, okay? And that's what they were thinking about back then as well in the late 90s. So if we connect our dots, what we understand is one thing. This form allows us, as an SS5 form, for application for Social Security card. You have one in your personal wallet. All right, you're not supposed to laminate. You're not supposed to use for ID purposes or carry with you. ID purposes, you did it anyway because they forced you to do it or told you to do it on your application. Because it's on the application of credit purposes, you can reverse the process of bad credit faster and quicker if you know how to reverse the process. See, credit repairs are fraud because they're trying to get you to repair your credit. It's not broken. Webster Dictionary says it's not broken, so it's not repair. But the next thing you have to understand is words. Credit repair means they're trying to remove a negative, and you probably owe the creditor. If you're correct, then you hire credit repair. You don't rip off your creditor. If you want to learn to reprocess the information and reverse the process, you're allowed to do that too. That's why you have the Fair Lending Act. You see, you have 12 acts there if you actually took the time to read every one of these. So I want you to focus on the Fair Lending Act. And then I want you to focus on the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's the one they try to manipulate all the time. They're trying to convince you under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, if it's not accurate, verifiable, they can remove it. When I helped set up the system in 1977, I came over with a book called Prove It or Remove It. All right, the reality is I signed an NDA, not allowed to disclose information. That's what I did. So it's like anything else today. If you look at the HR 9991 and the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and on top of that Fair Lending Act, you could actually reverse the process of bad credit. See, it's not the fact you owe the debtor. Okay, understand? You might owe a credit card. The goal is let's get it off the credit file while you honor your debt. You're allowed to do that. You can honor your debt today and reverse it off your credit card and your credit report. But again, understand how it works. So then we go back to time, understand the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Federal Trade Commission says they're fraud credit repair companies. It's right there. They post it all the time. So if you ever really want to legitimately reverse the process of bad credit, you can do this under the Fair Lending Act. You can understand you're not here to rip off your creditor. Credit repair kind of applies. You don't have to pay your debt, and you should pay your debt. You should honor your debt anyway, but that's up to you as well. The HR 991 explains it very simple. We have the Fair Credit Reporting Act. We have the Fair Lending Act. Remember back on the credit bureaus in 70s, 80s, and 90s, you had consumer credit counseling, okay, on the credit files themselves saying, hire this company to help reduce your debt to ratio. That was my company. See, I've written 67 books so far about personal credit because I help set up the system. So these people are talking about credit. I mean, they don't understand what's happening anyway, and they're trying to say, I'm going to repair your credit. They wear their ugly makeup, their backwards hat, and t-shirts. Well, that's okay. Let's tell you the truth. Write down SS5. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. See, that form's in the link tree if you want to understand. I want to teach you how to reverse the process of bad credit. At the same time, you might have to pay your creditor. So they're not supposed to report it the way they do it anyway because it's a bunch of hooey. But again, we got tricked. We, the consumers, screwed up. We did not realize there's an SS5 form at all. Right there, right there. Mommy signed the form. Now, again, when Nixon took the gold standard out versus Roosevelt, it's a big difference between the two. See, you're wanting to get a bunch of this. This is a Federal Reserve note if you don't realize that. It has not been money since 1971. It's not money at all. It's a Federal Reserve note, a legal tender is what they call it, a legal tender. So it's a Federal Reserve note. That's all it is. So we are bonded up to 35 million apiece, each one of us. Our government bonds us in the UCSS5 form right here. So if we take that form and dissect it, we can realize that we were not supposed to use for ID purposes. So the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you can reverse bad credit if you wanted to, but it's up to you as well. As we do this process, understand we have the choice to do this. I'm paying $8,000 to a first five. Okay, there's someone trying to steal my lead. So what else is there? Okay. So what do? We just block a turd. Okay. All right. Go get your own people. Quit trying to steal mine. You're gonna have a flat tire today because God's watching you. You're gonna wonder why people. It's like when you have a bad day, it's because you're trying to be a crook. You're trying to scalp other people, and that's not right. But again, when you have your flat tire, when you get your basically ticket today, you'll realize I'm telling you the truth because it's gonna happen. You might not like it, but it's going to happen. So again, just go away and get your own people. All right, quit stealing my people because I'm going to tell you the truth, the rules and tools. Because they're not going to pay you anything; they're going to rip you off. They're fraudsters, so be careful. The SS5 form is what mommy signed on her behalf. Now, if you had it before, like in '74, because I was born in 1960, okay, we had to do our own form. We went to the Social Administration Department, and that's what we had to do. Okay, we put in line. I went in line, and it said on the wall, "Grab this form." You walk in like sheep and ducks. So I'm a sheep, I'm a duck. I walk in, and okay, what I'm going to do? So, as a sheep, I'm a duck. I get in line. I fill out the form. They told us to fill out the form. I did that. When I fill out the form, I'm looking at the top of the form right here. It says SS5. So let's understand, if you had a corporation or an LLC, you're going to understand the SS4. So we have to compare the two. This is how it tracks information. It's how it tracks credit as well today. So we look at this very simple because we're going to go to the SS5 form in a minute too, and the SS4. So if we understand how to connect the dots, we can reverse the process of bad credit if you want to. You can quit scrolling all day long. I'm the original coach in the first place. I'm Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit. I built 60 billion of credit for my clients and myself over the last 50 years. I'm online 6 days a week. I've incorporated 3 presidents of the United States of America. I've actually helped train them too. So let's understand something. We get to play the game as well. What we look at is this, very simple. All right, I'd like you to think about connecting your dots today. If you would look at the SS5 form in the link tree, you'd understand this as well even more. Now, this form actually allows you to understand something. Name to be shown on card. If you changed your name today or used your middle name or went to your birth certificate, you can basically set up a new credit file if you know what you're doing, but you can't rip off your creditor. Under the Fair Lending Act, you're allowed to do this, and the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you're allowed to do it as well, as long as you have no intent to do fraud. Okay, remember, you have to honor your debts. Credit repair tells you they're going to remove your negative. You didn't pay your creditor, that means you're a damn crook. Don't be a crook. Pay your debtors. Okay, pay your debts. Pay your creditors. So we take this form here. If we reverse the process of bad credit under the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, we're okay. That doesn't mean we're out of debt. That just means we don't owe the creditor. So that's the problem you have with credit repair. They're going to remove a negative, and they're tricking the credit bureau to do so. But you still owe the debt. You still owe the creditor. You can't rip off creditors. Again, there's a big difference in the Fair Lending Act and the Fair Credit Reporting Act, how to play this game. So if I was you, I'd find your birth certificate because that builds a paper trail. If you found mommy's maiden name, you know the name. The difference is you have a paper trail. You'd want that certificate in a little package and saying, here's what I did legitimately with no intent to do fraud. The intent to do fraud is the biggest problem you have. People who have credit repair companies do fraud. That's why they're indicted all the time. They indicted Daniel, the credit repair cloud. They knocked on his door. They arrested his butt. They put him in jail where he belongs. Credit repair is against federal law. You know, it's simple. The nonprofit organization is supposed to be doing credit repair with no money up front. They must be registered at the Attorney General's office. So these flaky companies going to talk about repair your credit. Good luck with that. They're all going to be indicted eventually. They're doing a credit repair sweep this year. They're going to sweep them all, put them in jail, and do an indictment on every one of them. They're making their list, checking it twice, and they know they've been naughty and nice. Understand? So if I find my birth certificate and I find my mother's maiden name, I build a paper trail. If I want to set up a different file, I can do that correctly, but the reality is I still own my debt. Under the Fair Lending Act, we cannot be crooks. All right, the difference is in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, all right, is what they track your credit with using your SSN, and that's not right to do it anyway. So let's understand. When they took the SS5 form that mommy filled out for most of you, that's what happened. So your mommy filled this out the year you were born. Before she got released from the hospital, it is federally mandated. All right, the federal government mandates every hospital to force a woman, in the nicest way, to sign an SS5 form. She has to do this to be released from the hospital. She just had a baby in the hospital. If mommy ever knew this and stood up to the plate, she'd realize, hey, what is that SS5 form for? Why am I signing that to be released when they just had my own baby? See, it's we the people, our constitutional right. Unfortunately, they don't give us our rights. They actually think we're, kind of like their property. The United States of America Incorporated, their credit rating is based on the people, we the people. So if you dissect the SS5 form right here and quit scrolling, you could actually set up an alternative file if you wanted to. If you wanted to, or I'd tell you to take the file you have today and rebuild it and get rid of the crap. Under the Fair Lending Act, you can reverse process, and the Fair Credit Reporting Act. They're trying to trick you, the credit repair companies, to say credit repair uses the Fair Credit Reporting Act, call it they prove it or remove it. I wrote the original book on that basically in 1981. Prove it or remove it. I've written 67 books so far, but I'm the guy that helped set up the system. It's my fault. I'm a consultant for TOW in 77. The oldest credit card, okay, oldest card, utilization at 29%. So every card you have in your personal wallet, I'm going to tell you to put a sticky together. I like you to have a sticky behind every credit card for one reason. It's been 29% since 1977. 29%. Your goal is to get it to 10 as fast as you can and maintain the 10% so you can get more credit for the corporation and pieces you want. So understand, all cards fluctuate. That's why you need sticky, but these two do not. All cards but two. So if you had a bad day and lost your job today, I'd tell you to jack up your gold or platinum or express cards because they don't make your score drop ever, ever, ever. These make your score drop all the time. Utilization is what's killing your score today. So if you write down utilization to be 29%, eventually 10, you're going to get past that goal and understand what needs to be done, and you don't hurt your family again and again. So if we break it down today, we understand SS5 right here. You see what it says here. I want you to really pay attention to this. This is where you could use your mother's maiden name or your middle name at any given time. You can make your credit report actually disappear if you wanted to, but that doesn't make you get rid of your creditors. Understand, you must honor your debt, period, under the Fair Lending Act. Credit repair is saying they're going to remove negatives. You didn't pay your debt. You must pay your debt. But if we look at SS5 and the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the actual rules and tools, I've been studying a lot of counties that could walk practically. So that SS5 form you signed, or you signed yours if you were born in the 60s, like I did when I was 14. If not, mommy signed it for you. Look what it says. All right, name to be shown on card, full name of birth other than above. If you use your middle name today, or mommy's maiden name, and as long as you honor your debt, you could actually have an alternative file if you did it right. This is the way you can do it correctly. But again, I'm going to tell you to honor your debts. When you hire credit repair, remember something very simple. Credit repair, as far as I'm concerned, is a fraud. HR 999, get a copy. The Federal Trade Commission says it's a fraud. It's right here. They call it a scam. So if we realize we have to honor our debt. The point is you're looking at the SS5 to help you have a credit score that you need to help your family not bring the pain home. So you must honor your debt. So don't get me wrong. You need to honor your debt 100%. But if we look at the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you could actually use your middle name or your mommy's last name, have an alternative file, and your credit, you might make it disappear, but you have to honor your debt. You can't be a crook. So this is why I tell you to get a copy of your birth certificate to have a paper trail, because they're always going to ask the question, what was your intent? My intent is to have my score best as I can, and under the Fair Lending Act, you're in violation because you made me put it on a credit application. That's what happens. So if we take that form today, application for a Social Security card, we look at the actual card that's in your personal wallet today. So if we looked at that, what does that mean? Today, if you look at it, it says do not laminate, don't use for ID purposes, and don't carry with you. It also says property of Social Administration, not you. So that is tracking you. This is the way the IRS taxes our paycheck. So let's understand something. We gave permission to the IRS to tax our paycheck, or mommy did. You didn't realize that what's happened. Your first paycheck and every paycheck after that is taxed. So if we look at the form and look at the card, what does it say again? If you're an adult, sign it with ink. If you're a child, don't sign it till you're 18, or if you have your first job, whichever is earlier, okay? Do not use for ID purposes, okay? Don't carry with you. Do not laminate. See, if you would take the time to understand how this works, you could reverse the process of bad credit if you wanted to, but that doesn't get you off the hook of your debt. You must honor your debt no matter what you do, because that's your debt. You signed an agreement to pay this creditor. Do not let them, go rip them off. So again, if we have alternative file, okay, like we did for witness protection, which we're allowed, or if we had basically wanted to reverse the process of bad credit, because the Fair Lending Act says they did it wrong anyway. See, you're calling their basically attention to what was done wrong. So again, what do? We connect this. I want you to write down SS5 equals SSN and 1040. So let's connect our dots. So again, if you're listening to credit repair out there, it's a fraud, because the reality is they can't do credit repair. They must be registered at the Attorney General's office in all 50 states. They must be a nonprofit organization and not collect money up front, but they do it all the time. If you go back to 70s and 80s and 90s, consumer debt management, consumer credit counseling, my nonprofit was on all the credit bureaus. So I was helping people reduce their debt to ratio. Today, if you had a problem with debt, I'd tell you to get a SoFi loan or something like that, and let's reduce our debt to ratio. We must honor our debt. We have no choice. We, the people, have to honor our debt because it's our debt. We signed it and we agreed to pay them. So if we take the time to look at, all right, literally the Social Security card right there, SS5 right there, right here, again, all right, SSN 1040, and that's your tax return. Your paycheck is taxed because you gave them permission to do this. You didn't realize you gave permission because you didn't stop it. The reality is that you have no choice anyway, you have to pay tax. So we have to honor our debt, we have to pay tax. We have to honor our debt and pay tax. Fair Lending Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act, that's what you look at. If we compare the SS4 to the SS5 now, so let's understand. I want you to compare the two. All right, understand something. We get one of these. That's it. All we get is 111. That's it. That's it. Husband and wife, you're one. You became one as husband in God's eyes, but you have separate credit files. Keep them separate. Don't have joint credit ever, because that'd be kind of dumb. You screw up, she screwed up, she screwed up. You screwed up. No, no, no. We don't want to screw up at all. If we compare the SS5 now to the SS4, the comparison, they're in the link tree for you as well. You can tap the live. You can hit that yellow button 1,000 times. You can share the live, and you can get a hold of me as well. Our goal is to help every one of you get structured the right way, and that's up to you as well. If we play this game to win, I just want you to win. I just want to get you $100,000 of credit to your organization and finance your dream and knock off your crap. That's what I'd like to do for every one of you, but it's going to be up to you as well. You see, when you start your organization like an LLC or LLP, C Corp, Nonprofit, PC, it has its own credit files. See, if you quit stealing money from your family to run the business, you'd be better off. But you steal money to run the business from family, it's taxable income, which is I call the dumbest thing you did in your life. And you're not dumb, you follow dumb. So if I want to take my personal credit, put it on track at 29%, no problem, and these don't fluctuate, these do, now I have a 750 score. I can make sure I don't hurt my family again. If I sign an agreement for a creditor, I must honor my creditor. Credit repair tries to get you to not pay your creditor, and that's being a crook. That's why they're crooks and indicted and arrested all the time. I mean, they are indicted and arrested every week. There's always a credit repair company getting in trouble because it's against federal law. All right, they're going to knock on the door and do a credit repair sweep anyway this year. So what's going to happen is we compare SS4. So look at your SS5, quit scrolling, going wee all the way home, and compare the SS4. Now the SS4, I'm going to say times 100. I want to give you 100 chances to try. I want you to focus what you're allowed to do today if you want to do it, but it's going to be up to you as well. We focus what we're allowed to do. So you quit scrolling, you pay attention to the guy who helps set up the credit system, which is me. I can teach you how to play the game to win. You can make your credit score get to 750 in 90 days under the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, if you wanted to. But again, the SS4, I would write down here, right there. The SS4 application for employee identification number. So understand, what do they do? Come on, let's go back here again. This is what? Social registration. All right, this is what? IRS. By the way, it's the same thing. The SS5 form and SS4 is the same damn form. Just the difference as a person or a corporation. This is how they set it up for you. But if we took the SS4 times 100, we have 100 chances to try. Here we only get one. One, and that's why people screw up and bring it back to themselves in a corner. A, they're afraid to use credit, or they abuse credit and it gets all screwed up. If we take the SS4 here, we times 100. Why would we do that? I just want you to understand you have 100 chances to try and not bring the pain home. Here it's very simple. This represents over $2.2 billion of goodies. At my time, I had 21 cars in my car collection. That is 1,013 divisions. 1,013. Every one of those entities has $1 million of credit plus, and that's the ultimate goal. If we took the time to make sure we understand SS4. So I might have 1,013 divisions in tax IDs to get to my billion, which I did at 21 years old. Billion structure is, if you want to play the game, billionaire. But not me, the corporation is. See, I'm a puppet master. I started the Puppet Master Club 48 years ago. I'd like every one of you to be a puppet master and control everything, own nothing. See, your problem is you creditors, you actually agreed to pay them. You can't do credit repair because it's a fraud because you're not paying your creditor, you agreed to pay. You have the Fair Lending Act, the Credit Reporting Act as well. You can reverse the process of bad credit for your credit file, yes, but you still honor your debt. You can't be a crook, and unfortunately, people are crooks. So what we have is this, the SS4. So in other words, you should honor your debt if you agreed to pay them in the first place. When you do not, you actually break contract law and the Fair Lending Act. But I'm not here to be safe an attorney. I don't want you to be a fraudster. Hiring credit repair means you're doing fraud because you're trying to trick the creditor you owe money to not to pay them. But that is fraud, by the way. That's why they have a 1099-C. Okay, when it comes to car or house, they reverse it to give you a tax problem on top of that. So if we can understand the SS4, it's an EIN. Let's pay attention right now. Let's watch this. Watch this. Come on. Line 1 is what you would focus on. Line 1 says entity. Could you write down entity equals division, please? So I want you to connect your dots the right way. I want to help you get up to 100,000 of corporate credit. I want you to realize a credit card gets you lines of credit at the bank. A credit card here could get you a line of credit at basically American Express, what's called basically a blueprint loan. Every blueprint loan you get from American Express entitles you to $250,000. So if you're really going to finance your business, knock off what you do today because it makes no damn sense. You can't rip off your creditor, but you can make your score go up in 90 days to 750 easily under the Fair Lending Act, the Credit Repair Act as well. Entity equals division. Let's write it down. If I create an entity as a division, okay, that gives me another chance to try. What did I do? Here's 1,013 entities. I already created up to $1.2 billion of structure, a billionaire structure, which I did basically as a kid. So if you actually take your time to understand, when I wrote this, I was 14 years old. I invented Car Finder, okay? I became a corporate millionaire at 15 years old, 15. Why haven't you? Again, billionaire structure, okay? Very simple, okay? Here's what I did. And I wrote this when I was 14 and put it out there in 1976. So in 1976, I'm going to Orange Coast College driving a Lamborghini Countach. I was 14 and a half. Why wouldn't you? Verify me, please, okay? Verify that Ray Reynolds, the Godfather Credit's been advertising and been on radio and TV for 50 years. You'll do that 6 days a week. I was actually voted as the second largest advertiser in California for 32 years. So if you pay attention today, I can repackage your life if you want to. But again, it's a structure. Do you like Lamborghinis? I do, but they're divisions. Do you like buildings? I do, but they're divisions. All right, the bottom line is division. Division equals what? I asked you to write down division equals what? All right, entity. Entity is right here. Entity, right there, right there. Legal name of entity. I'm entitled to, under we the people, Constitution right, the Bill of Rights, to have an SS4 times 100 plus. Again, I don't want you to go crazy with it. I just create billions of dollars and billions of dollars. That was my goal. That's all right, 1,013 divisions. So if you would take the SS5 and compare it, and that's basically the SSN tax 1040 tax return, compare that what you're allowed to do. Remember, you're not supposed to use this for ID purposes. You're not supposed to carry with you. You're not supposed to laminate it, but you do that anyway because mommy signed that form when you were born. And that's how it works, okay? Remember, this is a Federal Reserve note. It's called a legal tender. It's not even money. It hasn't been money since 1971 when Nixon took the gold standard out. If we take the SS4 EIN right here, we're allowed up to 100. We're not allowed to 1,000, but I don't want you to go crazy with it. I go crazy with it because I want to be billionaire, which I did at 21 years old, corporate billionaire. And not me, it's the corporation. Legal name of entity, it's right there, right there. Entity equals division. So I'll write it down. Entity equals division. So if every division or it has a credit file, let's understand this. Let's write that down too. Each division has an Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Each division has a Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. So if we understand how to play this game to win, what happens is every division you set up is an alternative to finance your business and not bring the pain home. You bring the pain because of lack of knowledge. That's what you do yourself. And unfortunately, lack of knowledge or stupidity. We're not dumb, but we do dumb all the time. Unfortunately, that's what happens. So if we want to, you have your LLC today. I'd say have at least 18 divisions, okay, to start with. If you have an LLP, 18 divisions. A C Corp, 18 divisions. An S Corp, 18 divisions. A nonprofit, 18 divisions. A PC, 18 divisions. The point is 18. Why would I want 18? This is Bank of America. This is 18 lines of credit up to 150,000. That's $2.7 million of credit. If we took our organization today and had the division process, you would not bring the pain home to your family, which you do every day. I'm sorry, I don't like that. I can't stand it. See, what happens is you took your money that's taxed, again, your taxable income right here, right here. They tax your paycheck the moment you get your check. You get the leftover. You thought you're going to get $1,000 paycheck, and they gave you 728. That kind of sucks. Where's my money? Where's my money? Personnel told you the IRS got their cut. You got the leftover. See, this is how it works if you connect the dots. We have to realize the Ray Reynolds movement in 2009 was changing lives of 39 million people. I took 39 million people and made them puppet masters and got them $1 million of credit through the corporation. That's 39 million millionaire corporations, by the way. You could take your organization within less than a year, have up to $5 million of credit if you wanted to, but again, it's up to you. If I'm going to finance the dream, I must use my SS5. What do I do? Fair Lending Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act. I must honor my debt. But again, I have the right to reverse process of negative credit under the Fair Lending Act, the Credit Repair Act as well, Federal Credit Repair Act. But again, what do you do? Sorry, I stutter once in a while. So if we understand how to break this down simply, what happens? Now, me, I'm Ray Reynolds, the godfather of credit. I have an IQ off the chart. I rhyme all the time. And you just watch, I stutter once in a while too. My brain goes both sides work. And I write with both hands at the same time. That's just been me. I have recall in most things. If you want to play the game, you can play with the guy that set up the system in 1977, which is me. Oldest card, fluctuations 29%. You can reverse the process of negative credit if you wanted to under the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, because why? It said right here, do not use for ID purposes. Do not laminate, don't carry with you. You can reverse the process of bad credit if you choose to. Quit scrolling, go wee all the way home, and the difference. But that doesn't let you off the hook. You must pay your creditor. You have to pay your creditor. You can't be a crook. When you hire credit repair companies, they're telling you they will remove your negative. You didn't pay your debt. You didn't honor your creditor. You screwed them up. You're not here to rip off creditor at all. You're here to understand my credit report that sucks.com, which I had years ago. I can actually put my middle name on my file, a made up name, an AKA DBA, or I can use my mother's maiden name. But if you build a paper trail, have verification because someone's going to ask what was your intent. I want to pay my creditors, but I was not supposed to use my SSN, SS5 on my applications, and you made me do that in the 90s and now today because I can reverse the process of bad credit. That's the Fair Lending Act, the Credit Repair Act. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, you can do this. Understand something. If you wanted all the rules and tools to do this yourself and reverse the process, you can. Keep in mind you call the office, or it's only basically 3:50 in the morning here. I'm up every day at 1 or 1:15 in the morning. Okay, I'm just having fun because I'm bored. I don't know if you like goodies, but I love goodies. You want goodies? I'll show you thousands of divisions that created millions and billions of dollars with no hesitation because I think your problem is you're trying to rip off your creditor and you can't do that. Honor your debt, please. Honor your debt. If you ever want the rules and tools, it's in the link tree. Winning the credit game, I've written 67 books so far. This helps you basically reverse the process of negative credit based on your credit file in 90 days or less. This is going to help you Fair Lending Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act. If you want, it's $20. It's simple. But again, that's up to you. Please don't hire credit repair because they're not allowed to do what they say they do. Credit repairs are fraud. They indict him all the time. Daniel Credit Repair Cloud, they indicted him and arrested his butt, and his fine was $3 million. Again, if you want to understand credits, right there, it's in the link tree. Very simple to do. It's $20. Okay, you can reverse the process of your bad credit yourself if you wanted to. Again, this is up to you as you play this game to win. I don't want you to lose, but I want to explain to you these people talking about credit nowadays. They say they're coaches. They're full of crap. I helped set up the damn system, and that was just me doing this the right way. Me. So guess 77, I created what? Prove it or remove it. That's what I put together in the first place. I called it Prove It or Remove It. I signed an NDA with TRW, and that's basically how it got started. So this, it's in the link tree. It's $20. If you want to reverse your bad credit, get that today for $20. It's simple. It's simple. It's $20. Okay, I've written 67 books so far. You can play my way if you want to. If you want to understand credit personally, 100% for you and your kids, that's $9.99. It's called Starting It Right. I wrote that last year for honor my friend Professor Harold Stokes. Again, this is why you change your life. But what do we do now? Let's remember something. If I don't have the intent to do fraud, I would basically take my birth certificate and find my mother's maiden name as a what? A paper trail. I would look at the SS5 form because it told me not to laminate, not to use for value purposes, and not to carry with me. But you don't even know that because you didn't read the damn card. The next thing is you didn't pay attention because this form, mommy filled it out for you. Your mommy filled that out when you were born. I was told to get mine when I was 14 in 1977. But again, I compared SS what? 4 and SS5. So let's compare the two. Come on. Did SS4 times 100. Now that's a little bizarre. I don't want you to go crazy and do 100, but I want you to understand what can actually be done. I took my SS4 and I created 1013. That got me to billionaire status to the corporate structure, billionaire status. I became corporate billionaire status at 21 years old, by the way. I've been playing this game since I was a kid. I was born in a taxi. Mommy put me in a trash can outside Gardena Hospital, pissed me off. I realized she thought I was a piece of what? It was inconvenience. I was a bastard child. Well, guess what? Winning the game of business I wrote when I was 14. 14. I've written 67 books so far. If you want to know the real truth, you listen to the guy who helped set up the system. That's just me. 77. Oldest card, fluctuation 29% rule. That's what we do. The next thing is we understand something. This says do not laminate, don't use for ID purposes, and don't carry with you. But you did it anyway. That happened in the 90s. You can reverse the process of bad credit if you look at the Fair Lending Act, the Credit Repair Act as well, Fair Credit Reporting Act. You can do that too. But again, this is up to you doing yourself. But don't rip off your creditor. Please understand something. Okay, you're not here to rip off your creditor. When you hire credit repair, you think you don't have to pay the debt. If you owe a debt, pay the damn debt. That's not right. You should not be a crook. Credit repair engages you to be a crook, not to pay your creditor. That's not to trick them. It wasn't set up to trick them in the first place. If we take this SS4 here compared to SS5, that's the go. All right, thank you. I'm a goat. I love that. Okay, thank you, Christy. What do we get to do? We get to play the game to win. Your goal is to understand how this works, to reverse the process and take charge of your life. This is time you man up or woman up and knock off your crap because you keep bringing the damn pain home. If I have an SS4, I'm entitled to a credit report. I'm entitled to Experian Transfer and Equifax. Write it down. Every SS4 equals Experian Transfer and Equifax. Write it down, write it down, write it down. Every SS4 equals what? An Experian Transfer and Equifax. That's the goal, that's the goal, that's the goal. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you all from there, and May, and Mindy, and Jay, and all the people that help me all the time. This is my 27th week on TikTok so far. I've had to get used to it because I haven't found a real coach on TikTok. I think they're a bunch of hooey, blah, 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 blah. Hey, I've been studying law and accounting for 50 years. I teach people 6 days a week how to play the game. Good morning, Mindy. How you doing today? Good morning, Jay. So what happens? Every tax ID, EIN, SS4. Now, they try to confuse you, and that's what they do all the time. An SS4 is an EIN. It's right there. It's also a tax ID. You also have to file an 1120 tax return on every SS4 you get, or compiled return in the first place. So what do? Let's understand. It says entity right here, right here, right here. What is an entity? A division. If I have an entity as a division, I'm entitled to a credit report. I can get to billionaire status. That's what I did. Again, billionaire status. So if I have a what? SS4 entity right here, and also this individual person. I could choose to have a tax ID for my name to guarantee credit and have credit reports. Again, let's understand something. All right, the Fair Lending Act allows this. We can actually take every tax ID and create a division of ourselves or division of the LLC, LOP, C Corp, Nonprofit, PC. That's time 100. If we did this time 100, the bottom line is you would become a puppet master. You would own some goodies and assets. Every division has the ability to have its own credit file. Every division could be anywhere from a storage unit, okay, a Wendy's, a Jack in the Box, Carl's Jr., a car wash, an apartment complex. See, you're trying to get to be the entrepreneur, but you keep stealing money from your family, which is called dumb. I don't like dumb. I want you to play the game. I want you to tap the screen, share the live, and follow me, and find out when I'm online again, line all the time. I'm online twice a day, usually up to 3 or 4 times a day. 6 times on Saturday as well. So what do? All right, here's my organization, Finding Peace Through Auto Income. If I'm an LLC, I want my 18 divisions so I can have $1 million of credit. If I'm an LLP, I want my 18 divisions. If I have a C Corp, S Corp, Nonprofit, PC, I still want my 18 divisions because what do I want? I want to do Bitcoin. I want to do gold, silver, stock trading. I want to own a storage unit. I want a Wendy's, a Jack in the Box, or Carl's Jr. I want a car wash or an apartment complex. If I create 18 divisions, that creates $100,000 a month. See, numbers never lie, only people do. Numbers have never lied to me, only people do all the time. So I don't want you to be a liar, and I don't want you to rip off your creditor. I want you to honor your debt. But again, what do? Let's look at the worst case. Worst case scenario. Okay, you got your SS5 equals your SSN. That's what it is. SS5 equals SSN. It's right here. What if I got my job? My first job, they tax my paycheck. It's right here. This is Social Security card. Again, administration. Name to be shown on card other than above if you want. You can actually have an alternative file legitimately as long as you're not ripping off your creditor. If you rip off your creditor, I might have to testify against your court of law. I don't want to do that. But I'll help you understand how to play the game. If I compare my SS5 right here to the SS4, it's both the IRS. So your SS5 form, you didn't even know you have one. IRS has it on file. It's in the link tree. It's in the link tree below. And this is how you play the game to win. What if someone wrong? Understand, the SS4 here, this is SSN, SS what? SS5 right here, SS4. Application for employee identification number. It says legal name of entity. An entity is a division. An entity is what again? It's a division. There's 1,013 of them. There's over $1 billion of structure. That's what I did. So again, your choice is very simple. If we play the game to win, let's understand. The worst case scenario is a bankruptcy would be filed to wipe out debt. I'd like you to write down the following things, please. I am willing to sacrifice my division, not my corporation or my family. I believe you sacrifice your family every day. I believe you took your personal money start your business. I'll give you that. But you use your personal credit to what? Finance the business? That's called dumb. Every tax ID is entitled to its Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. I established the credit reports in 1987. So every entity you have can have Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Your organization, LLC, LLP, C Corp, Nonprofit PC, had babies. Had babies. They're entities. I have 6 beautiful kids, 5 girls and a boy, and 13 grandkids. They're babies, but they have what? They have credit files, and most of my kids have A+ on their scores because they know how to play the game because daddy taught them since they could walk. Again, what if we have an old blankety blank day? Do we bankrupt ourselves, our family, our corporation, or an entity? You see, you have to realize something. The United States of America Incorporated has 50 corporations. They actually have states and cities. Our United States of America planned the problem. What did they do? Very simple. They have basically what? Chapter 9 bankruptcy. And be willing to sacrifice a division, not my corp or my family. That's the goal. As Mindy just typed it as well. So understand, right now you're jeopardizing your family every time you screw it up. Most of you men, especially ladies here, you brought the pain home because you tried 10 times and it did not work because you ran out of money. If I have the division entities, I have the money and the credit. I finance the dream. That's how it works. A line of credit, the bank. Credit cards get you credit score. It gives you a line of credit. American Express can get you a gold or platinum card, a blueprint loan. The blueprint loan is 250,000 right there. That's 250,000 to finance your dream, your business. Why would you steal money from your family when you never had to? If you want to go to all my classes, take a picture here. All my classes on the weekends, $15 a month. That's it. So you can go to classes and specialty classes as well for $15 a month if you want to. You can follow me on TikTok all day long because I'm on TikTok and I'm on usually multiple times per day and 5 classes on Saturday as well. Okay, we get to play my way because I think your way sucks. Let's go back to this. If all of a sudden I got a bad problem location, I can disconnect, isolate, incorporate, and throw the sucker away. Come on, people. You had 22,000 banks last year file bankruptcy. 22,000 banks bankrupt locations called branch numbers because every branch number has a separate tax ID. A separate what? Tax ID. They bankrupt the location and wrote off their damn taxes. They're doing tax balancing in front of you, but you're not paying attention. You're so busy scrolling, looking at the circus on TikTok, it's ridiculous. Understand something. All right, the difference is find a real coach, me, because I've been coaching for 50 years. Old school, current school, and future school. I study law and accounting every day. But the goal is simple. If a division has a problem, I'm going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. And if I have to, I'm going to file a bankruptcy on the division. I'm not going to hurt my corporation or my LLC. I'm not going to hurt my family, what you've been doing since day one. Unfortunately, you do that all the time. You got to stop the crap you do today. Understand something. Please, please, please. Let's understand. Let's look at it. In the link tree, you'll find the SS5 form. In the link tree, you'll find the SS4. In the link tree, you'll find the ability for $20 to reverse your process of bad credit for $20 called winning the credit game. It's in the book. It's in the book for $20. But again, that's up to you as well. Well, what do? We go to the link tree. If we do this, understand, bankruptcy says SS5, SSN, and SS4. Should I bankrupt a corporation? No. Division? Yes, if I had to. But again, my family? No. So if we did this correctly, your organization has entities. Your LLC becomes a management company managing 18 divisions. Your organization, LLC, is going to be what? Managing 18 divisions. The LLP, 18 divisions. C Corp, 18 divisions. S Corp, 18 divisions. Nonprofit, 18 divisions. And PC, 18 divisions. If your organization becomes a management company, you'll be acting like Warren Buffett, Bezos, Gates, okay? All right, Rockefeller, and what do we do? Trumps, okay? Gettys, Hiltons, Fords. See, they might bankrupt a piece, which you've watched even our president do, but he didn't bring the pain to his family like you. So the reality is simple. I also rhyme all the time, too sorry to say, but it's true. So the difference how I process information. I write with both hands and talk at the same time. I have an IQ off the friggin' chart, and I have recall on most things. But I also stutter once in a while. If you can deal with all that crap, you can deal with me. I'm going to set it up for you. I'm going to set up your 18 divisions. I'm going to set up your 18 divisions to get you 2.7 million of credit if you allow me to. B of A right here. If you allow me to, I'll get you the American Express cards for you, and I'll help you get your blueprint loan right here. I'll help you line it all up. I'll do the work with you for you. I'll hand you the damn keys because I want you to be your puppet master. I want you to understand you can have 18 divisions, which is $1 million of credit, and the ability to have $100,000 a month income. This is $100,000 a month to 1 million. See, this is not hard to do when you have a coach like me doing the work with you for you. See, in 12 months or less, you could add that $100,000 of income to the corporation. Then you could design your paycheck. See, your goal is to design your own paycheck. That's what your goal should be. So quit scrolling, quit going wee all the way home, and pay attention to the guy that can change your life. Understand something today. You got choices. If you follow me on TikTok, follow me, follow me, follow me. Help me get to my $100,000. All right, followers. I'm at 72,000 right now. Not too bad for 27 weeks. But again, if you want to go to classes, it's 15 bucks a month, and it's every Saturday. It's what it is. It's simple. It's a write up anyway, because we do it in this building, the Ray Reynolds University. It's a nonprofit. So if you take your SS5 or SS4, who files the bankruptcy? Should I be the duck or sheep, or should it be my division, or the corporation, or the LLC? I believe you should have the organization have 18 divisions. Here's 1,013 I had. That created $1 billion structure. But again, I don't want you to be a billionaire yet. Let's get you to millionaire. 18 divisions is millionaire status. So let's write down 18 divisions as millionaire status. It's not hard to do. We take our SS5. We realize we have that form. Now you know there's an SS5 on file with the IRS. You didn't realize it before I told it to you. So the IRS had mommy sign the form at the hospital when you were born. But Nixon took the gold standard out in 71 in August. So all of a sudden you have an SS5 form. It's in the link tree. Look at it. Come on. You have the right to put any name on your damn SSN if you want to, right here. Name to be shown on card, full name of the above, and other names you use. You're allowed this. The SSN equals 1040 tax return. You got your paycheck, thought it was going to be $1,000, and you actually got 728. You went to the employer and said, "Where's my money?" And they said the IRS got their cut. You got the leftover. So you got to realize they take the money out of before you get your check. They got you. They got you, and they got us all. We have no choice. So they're going to take up to the 28% in the beginning of that $1,000 check. But again, the difference is you can reverse the process of bad credit under the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You cannot rip off your creditors. Credit repair is trying to rip off creditors. I'm going to remove your negatives. Well, if you did that, you're a crook. Federal Trade Commission says it's a fraud. Federal Trade Commission must be nonprofit, all right, be registered in the Attorney General's office, and they'll collect money up front. You take a copy of the HR 9981, there you go. So you can realize one thing. When I wrote Winning the Game of Credit, this book here is the download for 20 bucks. Don't be surprised you'll see part of my Lamborghini collection. I had 21 cars in the car collection. I'm the real guy. I'm not the guy that's full of doo-doo. Okay, but again, it's a choice. When Ken Yarbrough and I wrote file segregation, this is the alternative. You can have an alternative file if you did the right way. Again, don't be a crook, honor your debt. If you honor your debt, you're okay. File segregation gave you an alternative file. Again, this is what happens. So if you wanted today, you could create a way to have an additional file without hurting your family. It's called file segregation. I don't want you to hurt your family, but I don't want you to rip off your creditors. On credit repair engages, they're trying to say they remove your negatives, you don't have to pay your debt. You're not supposed to be a crook. Honor your debt, honor your debt. That's what happens with everybody here. If we want 1,013 divisions, we can have that. But in the beginning, let's try 18. If you had 18 divisions right here, that means each division is the liability. You now create the liability, what's called the line of defense. The line of defense is a division getting credit report. Every tax ID is entitled to a credit report called Experian, Shadow, and Equifax. So if I have a tax ID for my entity, my divisions, or for me, or the parent company right here, I can have credit report called Experian, Shadow, and Equifax. I can actually have my organization finance itself of its own credit without stealing money from the family, which you do anyway. See, the problem with you, I can tell you, yes, you took your money to start your business. Well, all corporations are free. They're in the link tree. They're free. Simple. Get a corporation, pick whatever you want in every state. It's free. Pay your filing fee to the state. Checkbook money. The bank is going to hand you up to 150 per division checkbook money. Again, this means if I wanted to have my 18 divisions at Bank of America, right here is 18. That represents up to $2.7 million of credit. If the corporation finances itself, it offsets the debt. So let's write down borrow money is not taxable. Borrow money is not taxable. It's right there in the page 2. Did you take your picture? This is your basic future. Borrow money is not taxable. There it is, right there, right there. So if we build debt to offset the taxes, we can build the empire up to $1 million plus within 90 days or less. How do we get started? How do we pay? All right, the back. Well, the reality is like anything else. Let's understand something. If you had a line of credit, checkbook to answer your question, how do you pay it back? If I lined you up to buy an escrow, I have $5 billion of escrows lined up already. $5 billion. If you'd like to join the Puppet Master Club, you let us know. If I turn around and go get the storage unit here, you're using the credit to buy an auto income business. What happens is the management company pays the debt before you get your proceeds. So what happens is you don't have to worry about paying it back. I'll line you up, put you in the damn escrow. See, I'm offering you the ability that I'll build your credit for you. I'll build your division for you. I'll put you in a damn escrow, and I'll basically get you auto income automatically in 12 months or less. So again, it's up to you. See, this one's 7,000. This is 9. How much would you like per month per division? So you don't get the credit rip it off like you've done yourself in your personal credit. Unfortunately, people like to rip off their creditors and not pay their debt. I'm going to encourage you to pay your debt. I'm going to encourage you. Your SS5 says do not laminate, don't use for ID purposes, and don't carry with you. It's right there on the form. Because you didn't understand, mommy has an SS5 form for you, SS5 right here. You should have understood that. It's on the file. The IRS is allowed to tax your paycheck before you get the leftover, and that's how it works. If we compare SS4, you only get one. You get one chance to try. No wonder everybody falls down on their face all the time. You want to get into the Puppet Master Club. Why? Because I control millions and billions, but I don't own a damn thing. What do? You take the SS4 right here. SS4 again, entity. Entity equals division. Division equals entity, which equals a sphere in Schedule and Equifax. Every tax ID gets its own credit file. If I get you the credit to do this, would you basically use it to buy an income? You use a line of credit like American Express Gold and Platinums. American Express Gold and Platinum cards allow you to get a blueprint loan to $250,000. Credit cards build your lines of credit. That's how it works. They connect the dots. If you took that 250 and you bought a storage unit, a laundromat, a car wash, the bill's paid before you get your proceeds. The management company makes sure you pay your bill, period. They won't give you anything until they pay the bill on a monthly basis. You're getting your proceeds. So every time you spend $25,000 to own a piece of something, you're probably going to turn around and get about $3,000 a month income. Let's understand something today. If I take that American Express 250 right there, what do? If I wrote a check to an escrow for $25,000, and that's me, I'm in part of every escrow. See, you're stuck with me every way. I'll build your divisions, I'll build your credit, I'll put your butt in an escrow, I'll get you auto income. I'll take away all your damn excuses you've had for years. 25,000 off a line of credit. What are it? Numbers don't lie. Numbers never lie to me. So me as an administrator to the escrow, each one of you would write a check to escrow. You own a percentage of this, whatever it might be. That's a laundromat, car wash, all right, from their dry cleaners. I wrote the first book on those 48 years ago, by the way, if we play the game. So this is 3,200 a month, very simple. If I put 50,000, it's 5,600. If I put 75,000, it's 7,500 as an average. If I put 100,000, I want to buy a Wendy's restaurant. We take 9 of you plus me, write a check for 100,000 off the line of credit I help you set up. So I'm going to show you how to use borrow money. So you never pay tax again in your life. Or if you make too much money, you have a nonprofit. It'll offset the taxes. If you took a picture of this is your future. See, me, I'm going to repackage your life 100%. Allow me to get you the lines of credit. Allow me to put your butt in an escrow. I have $5 billion of escrows lined up, 5 billion with the B. If you want to play with me, you get to play to win the game. But your biggest problem for you today is you have to replace yourself. You got to quit stealing the money from your family to run your business. That's just plain dumb. What do we get to do? We stop bringing the pain home immediately. We get $100,000 a month income because of 18 divisions. 18 divisions never lied to us. They get us up to 100,000 a month. They never lie. It's auto income. If we had auto income, we could play the game to win. What does this mean? Because you didn't pay attention that mommy signed that SS5 form for you, you didn't realize you could actually reverse the process of bad credit under the Fair Lending Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act if you wanted to. Don't hire a credit repair company. Remember, escrow, to understand your question. Escrow pays the bill first before you get proceeds. They will not give you proceeds until the bill is paid first. You get the leftover. So the SS5 form you didn't pay attention that mommy had on file with the IRS is what you need to pay attention to. You can reverse the process of negative credit on your credit file today within 90 days or less because you understand the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's the ultimate goal if we do this right. The paycheck. Now, if you want, understand they tax your paycheck. You thought you were going to get $1,000 paycheck that week. Your first paycheck, you get 728. The IRS took up to the 28%. You got the leftover. What do you do next? If you have a house payment not making someone else rich as lease or finance, you have a house payment. For 24 years, the house payment's interest only. That's how you recycle a paycheck. So we could get our money back by recycling our paycheck when we have a tax return because we have a house. So I don't care if you have an LLC, S Corp or C Corp. I want you to have 18 divisions. I want you to allow me to have the tax ID, EIN, and that's what it is, SS4, and get your lines of credit. Lines of credit. Every credit card I get you gets a line of credit. Credit cards build score to get lines of credit for you. You finance your business. What do you do? Very simple. If you want to understand how to reverse process of bad credit, hell, it's in the link to it. It's $20. It's a giveaway. I've written 67 books so far. A lot about credit and finance as well. But I became a corporate billionaire structure, literally, all right, here having 1,013 divisions. See, I'm not a billionaire. All right, but I became a corporate billionaire structure at 21 years old. I control everything, but I don't own a damn thing. I'm not dumb enough to put it in my name. Okay, unfortunately, there's a lot of people doing dumb all the time. Sorry, but I believe that to be very true. So all of a sudden, here today, we could actually repackage our life if you want to. All you have to do is call the office when they wake and they're here. Simple. We get to play the game to win. Come on, people. If you want to understand your personal credit, it's easy. This reverses the process under the Fair Lending Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act. What it does, it gives you every form you want to, from basically going back to the creditor, the credit bureau, every step you want to reverse the process of bad credit. And that's what it does, okay? You know, like creditors and credit bureaus. Fair Lending Act, Credit Report Act. If you get the book, you'll find out some of them have my Lamborghini collection in the book to show you I'm not full of you know what. Credit repair, I'm sorry, it's fraud because they're trying to trick the creditor not to pay the bill, and you can't rip off your creditor. That doesn't make sense. Federal Trade Commission says it's a scam. Credit repair is a scam. Get a hold of the HR 991 and understand how to play the game. If you want to understand personal credit, get this book for $9.99. It'll help you and your kids understand how to play the game to win. See, I've written 67 books so far. I've been teaching and preaching for 50 years so far, 6 days a week. You see, the Millionaires Founders get us over the Bonaventure for 32 years. 32 years, okay? So as we play this game, we get to win the game if you want to, but pay your creditor back, please. Don't rip up your creditor. Don't be a crook. I sold this for $5,000 a set. Sat at the Bonaventure for 32 years in a row, and I won the award being the second largest advertiser in California for 32 years. I'm the guy that's not fully you know what. But again, it's your choice today. If you want literally 1,013 divisions, you could do that. I'm going to say it's way too much for you yet in the beginning. But I would tell you to use your birth certificate to prove your mother's maiden name. It's proof. It's a line of defense. Then I tell you to look at your SS5 because the IRS has that on file. They bond us up to $35 million apiece. See, they think we're their property. You got a paycheck and you got taxed on your paycheck. You got the leftover because you don't understand how it works. Your lack of knowledge is why you don't understand how it works. That form, mommy signed it for you. It's an SS5. Application for Social Administration card. Name to be shown on card. Full name of both other than above. Names you want to use. If you change your name today, you could actually hypothetically make your credit report disappear. But again, that means you still honor your debt. You're not here to rip off your credit like credit repair companies want you to do. You got to pay your bill, people. You got to pay your bill. Don't act, I'm going to remove the credit. No, it's not. You owe the debt. Pay your bill. Don't be a crook. This application, which mommy filled at the hospital when you were born, the year you were born, she filled out the application for you. And that's what happened. Nobody explained to you have an SS5 form until I tell the world it is there. It's there. It's there. Nobody pays attention. I don't understand. I've never watched someone silly and dumb in my whole life. No one pays attention. People aren't dumb. They just follow dumb. So the SS5 form right here, it says do not laminate, do not use for any purposes, and don't carry with you. It's on the damn form. So let's understand what mommy signed on our behalf when we were born. You have one credit file. You have Experian, Chandra, and Equifax because in the 90s, they started using the SSN. They thought about a driver's license or SSN. By the way, you're not supposed to use SSN. It says not to laminate. Don't carry with you. Don't use for any purpose. You did it anyway. You could reverse the process of negative credit if you understood the Fair Lending Act, the Credit Repair Services Act as well. What do? We compare the SS5. If we take the form today, an SSN 1040 tax return, the reason no one teaches this is that they don't understand how it works. There are a bunch of phony coaches anyway out there doing credit repair, ripping off creditors. You have to honor your debt. You can't be a crook. You cannot be a crook. But if you want to be a crook, be a crook. But I'm going to tell you no. If I had a test where I get your core lie, I would do that. So here we have one. You and your spouse have one set of credit files, Experian, Chandra, and Equifax. That's it. You had one chance. No wonder people have crappy credit, most people, because they only have one chance. If we took the SS4 right there, times 100, SS4 times 100, 100, got it right now? SS4 form, EIN, it says on line one has not changed, it's in the link tree. The legal name of entity is right there. Entity equals division. If an entity equals division, and I have 1,013, that's over $1 billion of credit, $1 billion of assets. That's how it works. That's how it works. Okay. So what do? We understand how this form works. What if you are single? Then don't worry about it. You have your own credit file. I just said husband and wife, you'd have your own file. If you're married or single, then you don't have a husband or a wife, that's fine. You have your Experian, Chandra, and Equifax, period. But again, you used your personal money to start a business. I'll give you that. You had to do that. Okay. Well, when you use personal credit to run the business, that's the dumbest thing people do every day. Dumb, 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 dumb. Corporations, every tax ID gets its own credit file. Why would you not use that instead of screwing up you? Use the credit reports for the tax ID versus the one you use for you and hurting your family. I don't understand bringing the pain home. Sorry. I'm going to say never bring the pain home. Stop bringing the pain home. Every tax ID gets its own credit file. Let's write it down. Every tax ID gets its own Experian, Chandra, and Equifax reports. Let's finance the business. Let's quit scrolling, going wee all the way home. Let's understand how to play. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Tap the live, tap the live, tap the live 100%. What do you get to do? You get to find out when I'm live again and again in classes, and you get stuck with me every step of the way. You can talk to a specialist and basically what? It's only 4:23 in the morning. You can't ride up the Rolex, by the way. You can't ride up the haircut. You can't ride up the chef. You can't ride up the wedding. It's up at your hooey. You have so many phony coaches out there, it's ridiculous. I haven't found a real one on TikTok besides me, to be honest with you. The SS4 equals tax ID equals EIN and division of credit reports. My entity. Every entity right here is allowed credit reports. Every entity is allowed Experian, Chandra, and Equifax. So why would you screw up your family in the first place? I don't get that. Why would anybody bring the damn pain home? There's your future. Take a division. Allow me to set up the credit file for you, for your organization or your division. Let me set up the divisions for you. Let me build you the $1 million of credit for you, okay? The $1 million of credit. Let me put you in a damn escrow. I've done this for 39 million people before I died in a coma in 2009 and became puppet masters. Everyone in the puppet master club got $1 million of credit. If you want to join, let me get you $1 million of credit. Every tax ID gets a credit file. I established the reports in 1987 for the world anyway. So if you allow me to set up the file for tax ID division process, let's get some goodies. Let's take a division that has a tax ID and let's go finance and go buy a damn storage unit. Let's go buy a Wendy's restaurant. Let's go buy a car wash, okay? Let's go buy an apartment complex. Borrow money's not taxable. It never has been. Let's do Bitcoin. Let's do gold, silver, stock trading. If you have one peace of mind, which you've never had before, because you do the same thing every day the wrong way, I'm sorry to say it's true. You have the same rerun all the time. You're not changing what you do. The difference is you expect there's a miracle, someone's going to save you. There's no one going to save you at all. You got to save yourself. Every division creates 100,000 of credit right there. Why? It's simple. It's right here, people. There's $1 million of credit right there. What do? Come on. If we get this card, American Express offers us up to $250,000 line of credit. We write a check to escrow. That's all we have to do. Write a check to a damn escrow. All right. Escrow closes. Management company makes sure this bill's paid before you get your proceeds. They won't hand you money till the bill's paid. You're getting leftover called proceeds. The best dummy-proof business for anybody is a storage unit. Because it's a dummy-proof business. It's a dummy-proof business. Tap the live, share, share, share. Well, I give myself hearts. I like that. And it's fun. Hey, I've been having fun on TikTok for 27 weeks. But the reality is I'm going to tell you the truth and set you free. Every one of these entities has a problem, okay? If the banks can bankrupt locations called branch number because they have separate tax ID, if the United States of America Incorporated, or you bankrupt 11 cities, you can do the same thing. See, your lack of knowledge is why you bring the pain home in the first place. There's no reason to do that at all. All right, you bring the pain home because of the lack of knowledge. Something screws up. Let's compare SS5 SSN to 1040. Let's compare that. What does that mean? You got an SS5 form SSN on file with the IRS, and mommy signed the form when you were born. You didn't pay attention. Question mark. I don't know what a question mark is. Ask a question. I'll try to answer the question as they scroll as fast as they do, as we do this as well. Okay, knowledge is rescue from knowledge is power. Most people full of crap. Okay, I'll challenge anybody on this planet on stage. I have a recall. I have an IQ of 203. 203 recall. I write with both hands and talk at the same time as well, and I rhyme all the time. And hell, I stutter once in a while. Bring it on, people. Bring me somebody who thinks it can challenge the hell out of me. And we did this for years and years, for basically 32 years. You got to ask Ray. Ask Ray became LegalZoom if you don't know that. All right, pay attention, people. You could actually learn to play my way because your way sucks. Let's take SS5, SSN compared to SS4. We're allowed one of these suckers. We're allowed one only. Damn, that sucks. Social administration. Name to be shown on card, other names you want to use. You could change your credit file today, get rid of all the crap, but you still have to honor your debt. You're not supposed to be a damn crook. Under the Fair Lending Act, you could actually reverse the process of bad credit because you're not supposed to laminate it. Come on. They told you flat out here, do not use for ID purposes, do not laminate it, and from there, don't carry with you. It's right there on the application, and now you never paid attention to it. Nobody teaches the real truth. I'm sorry, they don't, because they don't know what the hell they're doing anyway. They're just circus clowns that have a cap backwards with ugly makeup, removing bad credit, go blah, blah, blah. They think they're experts. Hell, I created my first billionaire structure, hell, when I was 21 years old. What the hell are you doing today? 21 billionaire structure. Come on, people. I invented Car Finder. I wrote this when I was 14, and then it says cash flow for time. My attorneys have had to sue a lot of people stealing my goodies. So understand something. I wrote this at 14, put out there when I was 16 years old. If you want to become a corporate billionaire, you're going to need 1,000 divisions. You have no choice. You need 1,000 of these suckers. But again, what do? Come on. If we have a problem, we compare the SS5. You're allowed one only. This is an SS4. I can get an SS4 times 100 times 1,000. I get 1,000 chances to try. Why the hell would I bring the pain home in the first place? Because of the lack of knowledge, and that makes us be what? Kind of dumb. What do? Allow me to get you the line of credit. Okay? What do you mean by divisions? Pay attention. Now you asked the question, finally. A division. A division is under the organization. Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. 1984, division process was approved because I'm the one who invented it and created that as well. See, I basically get the credit score to 1977 utilization. I'm a consultant for TRW at the time. rapid refresh. All right, oldest card. From there, 87, we did division process to get tax IDs, allows credit reports. That's what happens all the time. 84, I'm the king of satellite television. Manufacture, distribution, retail store, these big ugly antennas. But I own some Shakey's, 31 flavors, ice cream, Subway, shopping centers, and condos. I got a letter in the mail that says I have to pay $1.2 million on franchise tax fee. See, every corporation you have in California, or LLC, has to pay $1,000 in franchise tax fee. That's what it is. So what happens is very simple. Okay, as we do this, what I did, I got approved by there, and they asked me to create a form. I said, modify and create a form. So again, someone said, please answer the question. I'm trying to answer as fast as they scroll. Again, this answer division process. Your question was division, simple. Okay, all right, as we do things, transportation. Well, the problem with you, Danny, what you did is you named your corporation what it does, or your LLC, which is kind of dumb. You don't do that. You never name a corporation or entity what it does. See, if it says construction, it's going to do construction. If it says transportation, all you use transportation. Under the Transportation Act, if you all understand that, your organization have a division for transportation. If you had a nonprofit, you could actually basically deliver medical marijuana. How's that? Medicine, everything else. On the Transportation Act, nonprofit gets a grant for $100,000 a month. So that's how it works. That's how it works as you do these pieces. So again, I want you to understand something. Please remember something. A division is an entity under the corporation. A division has to be filed under the division of the corporation, filed and published, and then you have to have the credit report set up for that. That's what makes it a division. All right, as you do these pieces as well. So as we do this, understand. So let's see if I have more questions here. All right, did teaching the real, I teach you the real thing because it's true. All right, so to become number one, that's good. Thank you for the fan club. Can you please explain it from start what it means about division process? Again, division's an entity in the corporation. Every LLC, C Corp, and nonprofit or PC is allowed division process. Ever since 1984, when I got it approved by California, and it went to all 50 states. Look at every cash application for your corporation today. It asks you if you have a division process right there. When we take this form here, all right, what do? We go back to basics. A division is an entity. Write it down. I already said this, and maybe you were late. I don't know. The SS4 form allows us up to 1,000 or more. But again, I don't want you to have 1,000. I want you to start with 18. So what happens? That EIN right here, allows us a division. A division is an entity under the LLC, LLP, C Corp, nonprofit, PC. It's an entity. It's what it is. I mean, come on. The bank's bankrupt locations called branch numbers. Branch numbers are entities. You understand that? They have a tax ID per location. Banks bankrupt 22,000 locations last year alone. United States of America Incorporated, 50 corporations. All right, 50 corporations, 50 states. Every state has cities. Cities are corporations as well. See, they plan the problem. What happens is very simple. They're planning the problem, and they did what? They're allowed to bankrupt a city under the Chapter 9 bankruptcy code, automatic stay, and that's what they did. Divisions are worth the place or reality I want to buy it. Well, the reality is simple. Call a specialist and not buy a division. You have to realize something. Just because you filed the paperwork doesn't make it a division. You have to add history and have a credit report called a Spear, Treasure, and Equifax. That is a certified division. There's a big difference in filing a piece of paper. It's like you filed an LLC. You spend thousands of dollars on a piece of paper and didn't learn diddly squat. You pissed away money. You do it every day, most of you. If you had that LLC, create a 9 types of LLC, had division process. Now that's a line of defense. If I have an LLP, division process, line of defense. A C Corp, a nonprofit, a PC, an S Corp, line of defense. Again, if you don't have divisions, you're a duck and a sheep, and that's called the dumbest thing on this planet today. Divisions allow you to roll the dice and hurt your family. What do we do, people? Come on. Every tax ID is allowed a division. A division builds a credit file. Every division is an entity managed by your parent company. This is how you find peace to your organization. This is 100,000 a month. Each division here is allowed 100,000 of credit. Every gold and platinum card is basically allowed to a 250,000 line of credit. Credit card builds score and get more. That's how it works. If we played the game to win, what do? We have to understand something. If you had a division that buys Bitcoin, the division is liability, not the parent company. Gold, silver, stock trading, storage unit. Wendy's, Jack in a Box, or Carl's Jr. From here, how about a car wash or a laundromat? All right, well, I wrote those books 48 years ago. How about an apartment complex? If your parent company does what it's supposed to do, there's a problem. See, you're trying to reinvent the wheel by letting your organization do business. That's plain dumb. No rich and famous person ever allowed their parent company to do business. They own companies. Warren Buffett owns companies. That's how it works. Bezos, Musk, all right, what do? All right, Zuckerberg, they own companies. Companies are what divisions or entities are. Your parent company owns companies, and you don't bring the pain home ever, ever again, but you do it all the time. If we looked at comparison SS5 again to SS4, I'm entitled to one SS5. An SS5 equals SSN, and that's me getting a job and they tax my paycheck. It kind of sucks. They didn't explain it to any of us. They didn't tell us that mommy signed the SS5 form when we were born, or a long time ago. That's what they should have told us. See, they don't tell you about anything, even about personal credit. We compare SS4 to SSN. I can get 100 of these or 1,000 of these. I only get one of these. So it's a numbers game. Numbers never lie. If I only get one SS5 and I bring the pain home, what did I do? I hurt my family like you do every day. Sorry to say, but it's true. Kind of sucks. If I have an SS4 form, the application for employee identification number is right there. Legal name of entity is right there again, or individual person. You could actually have a division of yourself under a corporation and get a credit report for Experian, Treasurer, and Equifax. You can have a division of you instead. It's kind of like when you have a PC, a lawyer, doctor, or CPA, they incorporate their own name. But this is a division of your name instead. Got it so far? So you could play the game to win if you wanted to win. Let's write it down. I'm willing to sacrifice a division, not the corp of my family. Can I get basically what here? Let's see. All right. Can I get the nonprofit? Nonprofit can be what? Okay. LLC. Well, again, nonprofit. You got to understand something. Let's understand LLC. There are 9 types of LLC. 9 types. One of the types of LLC is a corporation called nonprofit LLC. But only 8 states allow that. It's like a series LLC. Only 12 states allow that. Depends what you're trying to do for yourself. Based on this, you're welcome. No problem at all. The goal is to play the game to win. I just want to win. Got that so far? So again, I'm employed. How do I get the base SS4? You set up an entity. Let's look in the link tree. Let's get a corporation, an LLC. It's in the link tree. It's free. You pay your filing fee. If it's nonprofit, it's going to be $30 usually. If it's private, it might be $100. Don't spend thousands of dollars on a CPA and attorney trying to teach you nothing. Because people will pay thousands for a corporation. They don't learn diddly squat. They do get ripped off a lot, don't they? So again, what do? Every division gets its own credit files. Isn't that the way you finance your dream? What happens if I screw up? If I compare my SS5, SSN, I get one of these. If I compare the SS4, I can get 100 of these. I got 100 chances to try. As long as I'm trying, I'm not dying. I'm not trying. Let's give it up. It's right there. If I had to file a bankruptcy, it would be on a division, not the corp of my family. Why do you hurt your family? Why do any of you ever hurt your family? Because of the lack of knowledge. I mean, rich and famous people don't do what you do, but you do it every day your way, and it sucks. Taking money from your family is tax income. Start a business, I'll give you that. To run it, hell no, hell no, hell no. Every tax ID gets its own credit reports. Every tax ID gets its own Experian, Treasurer, and Equifax. That's a division. Every one of these can get lines of credit. I mean, we could go after Chase Bank today. They have 6 ink cards up to 22,000 or 22 months, no interest at all, and that's basically 350,000 in my hand. It's free money, damn it! It's free money. All right. So the bottom line is very simple. By far best, all right, contact here. Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. I've been a coach for 50 years. I'm the one who coached Carlton Sheets, David Delgado, Russ Dalby people. I coach the coaches. I've been online 6 days a week having fun for 50 years. But my thing is, I've been writing checks for radio and TV for 50 years. I decided to try TikTok literally in the last 27 weeks. So I'm going to tell you the truth. It'll set you free if you want to play my way. But I'll build your organization for you. I'll get you your 18 divisions, your 18 lines of credit. I'll get you your Amex cards as well. I'll do all the damn work for you. Okay, we'll use my dashboards for every one of you. You want some ink cards? I'll get you those too. See, I'll set up the whole thing with you for you. Now you get to talk to me. How much does it cost? Talk to a specialist. I don't get into money. I don't need money. I retired a long time ago, but this is my hobby. Wife calls this my hobby. Talk to a specialist. Okay, what do? It's very simple. Okay, you call the number, you call the link, you DM us, and you basically play the game to win. That's how it works. Okay, I'm the founder of the organization. I'm not going to talk about money. Why would I do that? I'm a damn puppet master. I control millions and billions of dollars. I don't have any money. I'm broke. Terrible. But I have the company's Rolex. I can't write it off. I don't write up the chef at home or the wedding. All this phony coaching crap is ridiculous. Okay, I don't understand. Dumb. 800-254-9506. It's only 4:40 in the morning. They won't be here till a little after 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So today you get a choice. Your choice is very simple. If you want the American Express blueprint loan, let me line it up for you. It's up to $250. Now, here's $250,000 a line of credit. What are you going to do with it? Well, first of all, you want classes. Your class is going to cost you $15 a month. Is it worth it? You think this is a lot of information? You haven't learned anything. You go to class for $15 a month. That's all you have to do. It's workshops, class at DM. That's all you have to do. From there, you follow me on TikTok, so that way you know exactly when I'm online again and again. And that's the goal. Online all the time. We have fun and play the game to win. If all of a sudden today you call 800-254-9506, you can get into a program right away. I'll build the divisions and line of credit for you. I'll even let my legal team help reverse the process of your bad credit using the Fair Lending Act. All right, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. We don't do repair because I don't want you being a damn crook. All right, credit repair means flat out they want to literally, all right, not have you pay your creditor. I'm going to tell you went through bad times. So what? Sorry, nobody cares. I'm in my first coma at 7 years old. I'm crippled for life. I got up again. God answered prayers. I'm in a coma in 2009. There's my goodies. You like goodies? Who likes goodies? See, I'm the guy that's not full of crap. Understand something. I wrote a book years ago called Bullshit Doesn't Pay Your Bills. But again, that's just the truth. BS doesn't pay your bills. Numbers never lie, only people do. People lie all the time. It's ridiculous. But again, always good, always good. Thank you, Jesus. All right, Jesus is not a drive-through. For me, it's always been three things in the beginning: God, family, money. God, family, money. Understand something? I don't love money, but I know how to get millions and billions of this stuff. I'm damn good at it. I'm one of the best consultants worldwide. I've been voted the #1 consultant worldwide for over 50 years, by the way. Now, if you want to play, okay, that's a mouse pad. Would you like a red, white, or blue one or a black one? Simple. It's in the link tree. DM me, follow me, you get a mouse pad. DM, follow me, you get a mouse pad. If you don't, forget it. Why would I spend my $10 for you if you're not going to help me help other people as well as you? It's a mouse pad. See, the goal is very simple. If I take your organization today and you allow me to put 18 divisions for you, I'll create the divisions for you. I will create the line of credit for you up to $1 million. I will put you in an escrow, one of my escrows, because I have 5 billion of escrows lined up already in the next 24 months to play. If you want to play my way, you win. That's an auto income, by the way. That's how you get literally, all right, up to 100,000 a month for the organization. 100,000. If you allow me to do my job, I'll build your life with you and for you, and then you and I work together. How's that? I had 39 million millionaire clients by the time I was 2009 before I died in a coma. Peace of mind. What do? It's called auto income, people. Auto income. I started auto income, all right, and also the Puppet Master Club 48 years ago. You might want to play. I'm going to build the credit for you. I'm going to take my history of credit for every one of you. If we do this the right way, what happens? Come on, people. I've done this since I was a kid. It's not hard to do. Okay? In my lap here, there's 1,200 cards. I have $62 million of credit history. You want to play yet? You want to play with the guy that's for real, not full of you know what? Let me know. I've been teaching and preaching for 50 damn years. You might want to play with the founder and Ray Reynolds, the Godfather of Credit, 60 billion of credit. You want to play yet? Let me know. See, the reality is you basically tripped your family because you don't know what you're doing. Sorry, your amateur hour's over. If you allow me, I'll get you credit cards to get you a line of credit up to 150s. If you allow me, I'll get you American Express cards to get you up to 250,000 loan called Blueprint Loan. If you allow me, I'll get you Chase Ink cards up to 50,000 each. I will help build your damn business, and you're stuck with me because I'll be your damn number one coach. That's how you play. We win the game every day. So if we wanted basically a storage unit, it's a dummy-proof business. My favorite business is storage units. Why? Because I line them up all the time. It's simple. Come on, people. This is 9,007. How much would you like per month? Would you like 9,000 a month or 7,000 a month per division? How much would you like? See, what happens is you use a line of credit. The line of credit, you get to put it basically into an escrow. Escrow closes, management company makes sure the bill's paid first before you give proceeds to your corporation or your LLC. Everything else is a bunch of hooey, ladies and gentlemen. Take your picture. I will build your life for you, for you, for you, for you. I'll build the lines of credit, the division process, and I'll put your butt in an escrow. I will have you join the Puppet Master Club so I can get to 40 million Puppet Masters versus 39 million. Got it so far? You want to play? The American Express card is right there. It's a gold card, platinum card. What do? We get a line of credit for 250,000 and invite us. American Express right now is offering you 99 damn cards. Under the Fair Lending Act, they can do that. 99 cards. That means you might need 99 divisions. But that's $100 million of credit. That's too much for you. 100 million. What do? They want 100,000 transactions per month, and they want 30,000. They want 30,000 or 30 transactions. I want to play how? Call the office. Simple. I mean, how hard is that to do? Linktree, Linktree, Linktree. DM is simple. 800-254-9506. That's how hard it is. Talk to a specialist, but you can't call right now. There's nobody here yet. I mean, come on. I'm online every morning at 3:15 in the morning, ready to go. I get bored. I get my 3 hours of sleep. That's what I've done my whole life. I'm at 1:15 in the morning, ready to go, 1:15. Why aren't you? You getting your beauty sleep? Or did you get enough sleep yet? Are you beautiful enough or ugly? I'm sorry, it's just what it is. So if we play the game, we get to play to win. What does this mean? Come on. If I get that Blueprint loan right there for 250, would you write a check for 25,000? Yes or no? You're writing a check to escrow. You took it from a line of credit. You wrote a check to escrow. Escrow verifies how you paid and tells the management company how you paid. They make sure the payment's paid first before you get proceeds. See, they're not letting you rip off the creditor because you bought an asset. You got a deed of trust, a lot of assignment of rents. You got an asset, a deed of trust. It's your deed of trust per division. They make sure this damn bill's paid before you get the leftovers. Don't worry about the bill. Believe me, they won't give you a damn dime until they pay the bill first. And that's a monthly payment. That's how it works. Auto income. See, numbers have never lied to me. People lie all the time. Unfortunately, they do. So guess what? We look at this very simple. Would you write a check for 25,000? It's up to you. You see, I would tell you to write a check for 25,000. I will line up the escrow for you. Okay? I'm part of every escrow. Understand? I am the administrator of escrows. You don't give me a check. You write check to escrow because I say this is the escrow you're going to be in. You write a damn check. How to handle all my divisions. So again, it's automatic payments. Well, you structure the spreadsheet correctly. It's easy to do. If you spend $25,000, that's a laundromat, dry cleaner, car wash. I wrote the books on this 48 years ago, people. 48 years ago, I did that. I got silly clients. You need a laundromat card. No, you don't. You don't own the damn thing. This 25,000 investment off of a line of credit helps you get 3,200 a month for the rest of your life. That's called auto income. So your division now is 3,200 a month. You're not rich. I don't want you to be rich. I want you to be a puppet master. I want you to control everything, own not a damn thing. I want you to get to millionaire to billionaire status, and I'll help you do that as well if you want to, but it's up to you as well. What do? Come on. $3,200 a month income forever. Forever. Now, you're not rich. Do it 9 more times. What if we took 50,000? See, numbers never lie. Never, never. I love numbers like anything. I love numbers because they never lie to me. People lie because people are full of crap. Half of you are freaking lazy. The other half, let's go get it. Are you the lazy or go get it? It's up to you as well. So what do? 50,000 gives me $5,600 a month income. If I spend 75,000, it's 7,500. If I spend 100,000, it's about 10,000 a month. See, this is your future if you want it. But your future is up to you if you want to play the game to win. I don't know if you want to win the game or not, because what you've been doing right now is so silly and dumb. I'm sorry. You never understood your SS5 form. You should have. The SS5 form. So if you want to basically have your credit reports and you want to recycle your paycheck, let's stop bringing the pain home. Let's replace ourselves under the division process. Let's create a line of defense. See, what you've done is you've used your credit to finance your business. I'll give you that. But you're letting your personal credit finance a business. That's called plain dumb. Come on, people. We're not dumb people. We just do dumb stuff. So if you gave permission, or mommy did, which mommy did, every one of you, mommy gave permission when you were born. That's how it works. You were born. You have an SS5 form with the IRS, but you don't even know you have that damn form. So understand, you get one chance under the SS5 SSN and they tax your paycheck, you get the leftover, and that kind of sucks. If we understood SS5 versus SS4, we could win the game starting today. Your paycheck recycles your paycheck, and what? You get your money back that they took from your paycheck because you have a house payment. You don't make someone else rich for paying their rent. You have a house payment recycles your money. If you want to reverse process of bad credit, it's the Fair Lending Act. It's the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You can have an alternative file, but either way, whatever you decide to do for you, you can have the intent to do fraud. The next thing, understand something flat out. Okay, right now. You have to honor your debt. Credit repair is trying to get you to not honor your debt and rip off your creditor. That's ridiculous. You have to honor your creditor. Credit repair is very simple under the HR 991, the Credit Repair Act as well. They're not allowed to collect money up front. It's against federal law. They indicted Daniel, the credit repair cloud. $3 million arrested in front of his whole family. If you do credit repair, don't worry, they're going to knock on your door. They're going to arrest you too. They're doing a sweep this year. They're going to get rid of all the flakes. Winning the credit game is the only way you can go back to creditors, credit bureaus. It's the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You can do it yourself if you want to. But again, it's up to you. I'd like to do your 18 divisions for you. I like to build you the line of credit. All right. I like to finance, put you in an escrow. If you want the book, it's in the link tree for $20. Every one of you need that book, or even if you're going to pay someone else to do the work for you, you need the book to understand information. It's 29 or it's $20. Come on, it's a giveaway. If you want to understand personal credit, the rules and tools that I set up in 77, I wrote this last year as well. I've written 67 books. This is starting out right for you and the kids. Understand credit in the first place. If you want the blueprint of success, it's simple. There's 12 books and CDs, and you have the whole 1,000 steps, rules, and tools in the books. I sold it at the Bonaventure for 32 years, people. I was voted as the second largest advertiser in California for 32 years. You could play your game if you want to play with me. Now, I would tell every one of you to get into a rapid rescore. A rapid rescore pushes your score up, and away. Take a picture. Rapid rescore we created in 78 because we want to close escrows. That's how it works, rapid rescore. So if you'd like a rapid rescore without credit, you decide. If you want to talk to me for 30 minutes, they're doing this ridiculous pricing. I'm usually 5,000 an hour, 50,000 a day. All your big companies pay me that all the time. But here, for $500, you get 30 minutes. For $1,000, you get an hour. It's going to be up to you as well. What do? There's my schedule. Take a picture. See, today you have the ability to change your life if you want to. But again, it's very simple. Would you want to change your life? As you basically DM, and you share. 800-254-9506. All you have to do is call the number a little after 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 6 a.m. Right now, it's not 6 a.m. Okay, right now it is 4:54 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. I'm up every day at 1:15 in the morning, ready to go. Don't give excuses. I've been in 2 comas. One, I was crippled. God answered my prayers. One, I got to die and come back and help you anyway. No excuses. The time we were born, mommy signed the SS5 form. All right, SS5. The time we passed, which I did here, July 5th at 5:41. But I got to come back. That's how it works. So don't have excuses. I don't know if you like goodies, but I love goodies. Every goodie is a division of a corporation. Every tax ID creates a division, which creates credit file. There's no excuses for any of you. Okay, the bottom line is you'll see my buildings, you'll see the Lamborghini collection, you'll see the mansions in the harbor, you'll see the Big Bear, you'll see the Havasu, all the goodies and goodies and goodies, because I'm not full of what? I'm the real deal, by the way. You can find out from me how to get to Passco and understand how to play. 800-254-9506, right there, right there, right there. Call after 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's only 4:55 in the morning. You don't have to wait about an hour and 15 minutes. Follow me on TikTok. Simple. Follow, 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 care, 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 and share, share, share. Let's teach the world. I'm now on TikTok for the last 26 weeks. Or actually 27 weeks, I'm sorry. Hey, I've been having fun. At the same time, I had to get used to TikTok, all these phony coaches. It makes no sense to me. In the link tree, get the book. Okay, $20. In the link tree, get the books, $10. Here's your schedule. I'd like you to be on class tomorrow, class this afternoon, and all day on Saturday. Since you're here today, I'll stick you in that classes with me for free. Free. I've been doing 5 to 6 classes on Saturday for 50 years. Where the hell have you been? I'm the #1 consultant worldwide anyway. What do we get to do? Come on, people. Find your birth certificate, find mommy's maiden name, and verify it. Have a paper trail. Have the paper trail so you don't bring the pain home. Dissect your SS5 form, which you didn't know you even have an SS5. You had no idea until I brought up an SS5 form. What is that? What is that? People say it all the time. It's in the link tree. Get a copy. It's in the link tree. Get a copy. I mean, come on. The SS5 form allowed you, all right, mommy signed the damn form for you. You could have name to be shown on card, full name of birth, other than above. You could do a name change and make your credit report disappear if you wanted to, but you still got to honor your debt. You still got to use the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and tell the truth. It's a bunch of hooey. Credit repair is trying to get you not to pay your damn bills. Isn't that fraud? You agreed to pay the damn bill. Pay the damn bill. Okay, as you play this game to win, what do? We can have basically the goal is on birth certificate is just to verify the intent. You don't have to have a new credit file. You could create one. I'm giving you opportunities or your options. You could do that. The goal is simple. If you want a separate file, you could do that. Believe it or not, the SS5 form, IRS has on file. That's how you get your paycheck taxed. You gave permission to the IRS to tax your paycheck. All right. So guess what happens? How do you do that? Well, go to class. Go to class. Find your birth certificate. Connect your damn dots. Pay attention. Call the specialist. Again, DM us. What do you get to do? Play the game. What do we get to do? Understand how to win. This form allowed you, which you don't even know existed until I brought it up today. The SS5 is what mommy signed with the IRS. They get to tax your paycheck. It says on the Social Security card, do not use for ID purposes. It says sign if you're an adult. If you're 18, don't sign unless you have a job. And it says do not carry with you and do not basically laminate. This form allowed you one set of credit files. You got one chance to try, and you keep falling down all the time, bringing the pain home, which makes no damn sense. If we compare the SS5 to the SS4, we could win the game. Social Security number, SSN 1040 tax return. They taxed your paycheck. You thought you got $1,000 coming, and they gave you 728. It's like, where's my money? Well, you went back to the accounting and said, where's my money? They told you the IRS got their cut. The IRS gets their cut. That's what they do. If we compare SS5 to SS4, again, that's entity. Every tax ID creates credit reports, Experian, Schedule, and Equifax if you want. Every bank branch number was a tax ID. So you don't do CPN. CPNs are fraud. Why would you even say CPN? Google CPN today, please. Google it, okay? You'll find CPN say you go to prison. TransUnion will say you go to prison. You're not creating a CPN. That's ridiculous, okay? What you're creating is an entity right there, right there. CPN is a consumer private number, which was created for witness protection when I worked for them in the 70s. Again, that was for. It's not for you to do that and lie. Go just look at CPN. They'll say fraud, go to jail. They put you in prison for CPNs. Okay, so CPN, hell no. Okay, only fraudsters do that. This is a legitimately SS4 form, application employee identification number, period, that allows an entity right there, or you. You take a legitimate form, you don't take the CPN crap that we did for witness protection in the 70s and 80s. No way, no way. You have a legitimate paper trail. That's why I told you again, to get your birth certificate to find out mommy's maiden name to prove your intent, not to be a damn fraudster. You keep asking negative questions. The reality is, I think maybe you're a fraudster. Okay? Don't be a fraud. Pay your damn bills. Got it so far? Everybody should pay their bills. This is a legitimate SS4 form times 100 times 1,000 if you wanted, but it's up to you again. Your choice is simple. I can times that times 100. All right, 100. I'd like you to focus on 18. 18 is very simple. What does that allow us to do? All right, I created a $1 billion structure here, having 1,013 legitimate SS4 forms, legitimately, period. Okay, not being a fraudster. Okay, what do? We understand how to play the game to win. We want to win the game, so that means very simple. Every SS4 form compared to SS5 can win the game if you want to win. But it's up to you again. Remember what we do. This form allows us a credit report from every division. Every division. The United States of America Incorporated. 50 corporations, 50 what? States, and then cities or corporations as well. A legitimate paper trail. That's why I said compare your birth certificate. Even though you say your mother's name is this, have proof what it is. Have your intent right there in writing. Don't have the intent to be a fraudster. That's what credit repair companies do. They will trick people to move their negatives, and they don't pay your creditors, and you get screwed up. Okay? So as we play this game here, United States of America. Okay, what'd you put? All right, not U.S. Well, the reality is the United States of America Incorporated allows them 50 corps and states and cities. That's how they have a Chapter 9 bankruptcy. See, if I asked you the question, who's your first president, you'd say George Washington. I'd say that's called dumb. If you look up on the rules and tools, the first president was John Hanson. See, the reality is they don't teach you the things you need to know. They just try to keep you silly and dumb all the time. John Hanson was your first president. People, look it up, please. Understand something. If I compare the SS5 to SSN, I get a choice. So my SS5 here with SSN is one social security number. I get one chance to try. Hell, how am I going to do that one chance? No wonder 99% of people have screwed up credit all over the place. What do? Social Security Administration. Name to be shown on card. SS4. So I don't want you to screw up the creditor. I don't want you to rip them off. You don't have to have a new file. You can rebuild your credit, reverse the negative credit within 90 days under the Fair Lending Act. I'm just giving you your options to realize you have more options than you knew today. Before you met me, you didn't know options at all. You got stuck. You're stuck because you don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry to say, amateur hour is over. The SS4 form, it's right there. SS4 application employee identification number. It's right there. It's EIN. See, they try to confuse you. EIN, tax ID, SS4. It's the same thing. Then you file 1120. Again, what do? We play the game to win. That entity is a division. Every entity is entitled to its own credit reports. Individual person right here. If I had a problem with a location, like your bank's bankrupt locations, 22,000 last year alone, I would basically make sure I bankrupt the division or entity as a separate tax ID. If I'm going to file bankruptcy, am I going to do it me, corporate division? So you have to make a decision when blank hits the fan. When blank hits the fan, you have choices today. Sorry, my face is all swollen up. I got an allergic reaction to something 3 days ago. Okay, it's all swelled up everywhere. I'm in pain. But again, I promise to do what this again and again because I don't let people down. All right, I'll fight through the pain. As my wife said, you've been shot, honey. So that's not like you are today. Guess what happened? She's right. So if I have a problem with the division, like your banks have branches and branch stores, or banks and locations in cities, what do? Simple. I can bankrupt a division, not the corporate of my family. See, you bring the pain home because you're a lack of knowledge every day. You use your personal credit to finance a business. That's called dumb. I don't know why you file dumb. Let the corporation itself or divisions build its own credit files. Let it finance itself. Borrow money is not taxable. Borrow money is not what? Corporate credit, you can write up the interest rate in the credit card. So the credit offsets the taxes. Rich and famous people don't do what you do. They don't bring the damn home like you. They don't have probate crap. They don't let their parent company do business. Their parent company owns businesses. If I had to bankrupt, do I bankrupt a division, corporate, my family? You know the answer is be a division. Why? Because that's why it works. So we have to plan the problem. So you have to understand how it works so you can plan the problem in case when it happens, you're prepared for it. Your goal is to never bring the pain home. Every gold and platinum card allows us a blueprint loan right here, a blueprint loan up to 250. So if you want to go to classes, and I have classes on Saturday, it costs you 15 bucks. Is it worth 15 bucks to change your life? I think so. It's up to you again. It's $15 and you sign up for this. That's all you have to do. $15. We play the game to win. See, you're trying to take your organization, LLC, LLP, or something, and start a business. No rich and famous person does it that way. You're trying to reinvent the damn wheel. 99% of business fail now. 99. Structure builds finance and dreams. Always has, always will. If we package ourselves the right way, that's a mouse pad. Would you like a black one? Would you like a red, white, or blue? Pick a color. Whatever I have in stock here, it's what I'm going to send you. But I'll spend my 10 bucks for you because I think you can change your life if you want to. It costs me 10 bucks to do that. It's free for you. Okay? It's in the link tree. What do? Each division costs to $100 each? No. Divisions or process depends. Divisions cost up to $1,000 each. 100 bucks. Okay, guess what? A division could be 100 to 1,000 bucks if it was done correctly. Depends if it comes with credit or not. How much would you like? Again, it's up to you again what you're trying to do. Maybe you can't afford it. Then do referrals. Let the referrals pay for your program. You like American Express cards? I like these cards. It makes sense to me. I like making sense. You understand making sense? You see, the ability is to structure you. I'll build the credit for you and with you. Is that okay? How about I build your 18 divisions for you in line with your credit in your credit reports, and I get you the $100,000 of income, and I put your butt in an escrow with me. Let's go get the American Express card. Let's get gold and platinum cards and understand. They want 1,000 transactions, or they want 30 transactions, 100,000 a month income. It's right there. So if you have 100,000 in now the bank account and 30 transactions, they'll give you up to 250. I wrote Winning the Game of Business when I was 14, but out there when I was 16. If you want, if you're in a coaching program with me, about 10% that get stuck, I offer them to use my personal event, petty cash accounts. My petty cash account last month alone, all four of them, equaled 402,000. So when they get stuck, a lot of times I get them unstuck because I want them to do in an escrow, which is you. Escrow, escrow, escrow. Your problem is you. Okay? Do you have one of these? This shows I've allocated 10 million bucks right there. I've allocated $10 million right here. Okay? Certified by the attorneys as well. So when I put that into an escrow, they kind of pay attention to me. What do you think? You want to play? It's called You Do, We Do, I Do. I like that because it makes sense to me. We play the game my way because I don't like your way. Sorry, I'm going to say your way sucks. If you were in a coaching program and I charge $8,000, okay, I'll build you 50,000 of credit. Half of that's going to go into an escrow. It creates 3,200 a month. Within 3 months, it paid for its own program. That's how it works. I give credit back to everybody. Always have, always will. If I want my 18 divisions, I build a credit, and I have credit files for each division. If I do this correctly, what do? We get auto income. If I wanted basically 6 months of coaching, it might cost me 11,000 bucks. It reimburses itself in 5 months. Again, what does it do? 9 months is 15,000. A year is 20 grand. It reimburses itself in 8 months while you're getting an income of 10,000 a month. See, there's no excuse for any of you. You met the Godfather credit, 60 billion of credit for my clients and myself for the last 50 years. I've been teaching and preaching 6 days a week. There's my schedule. Get yourself in a rapid rescore. Push your score up, be the CFO you're supposed to be. Get a phone call with me, 30 minutes to an hour. Simple to do. Become an affiliate. All right, what do you have to do? You have to 20% back to you and get programs for free if you want to. What do we do from there? We have a special Zoom I do every Monday at 4 o'clock anyway. You play the game, you play to win. Follow me on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me, share, care. Tap that screen 1,000 times. I love giving myself hearts. Isn't that fun? And tap that little yellow button, beat the hell out of the yellow button. Help me help you. Follow. 800-254-9506. I want you connecting your dots. I want you to realize I'm going to make you a puppet master 110%. We have no excuses anymore. We're going to do this the right way. You're going to get out your birth certificate. You're going to verify that mommy's maiden name is on the birth certificate. That's profit. And that's proof of what you do. And it's the intent not to do fraud. You're not going to hire credit repair because you know it's a fraudster, because what they're doing is trying to rip off the credit and not pay a damn bill. Thank you for joining the fan club. What do? We understand that the SS5 form mommy signed when we were born. Now we know it exists. You didn't know that before me. That's how it works as we play this game. What do? The application for Social Administration Department, the Social Security card. Why didn't they explain this to me? They tax your paycheck the moment you get your check because you gave them permission because mommy did the form when you were born at the hospital. It's simple. It says don't laminate, don't use for ID purposes. It tells you don't use, basically carry with you. It's right there, right there. It's right there. The SSN equals 1040 tax return. You get one of these, that's it. Then you bring the damn pain home because you don't know what the hell you're doing anyway. Sorry. You compare SS4 to SS5. The SS4 is times 100. We could have 100 of these suckers. But I want you to have 18 in the beginning, not 100, okay? Line 1 says entity or individual person. So if I have 18 divisions, I now have numbers equal 100,000 a month. Nothing stops you besides you. 100,000 a month, that's what the goal should always be. Again, division's not $100. I'm sorry, no. Divisions could be up to $100,000. I'll say it again and again, up to $1,000. Because it depends if it comes to credit or you line up the line of defense too. So every SS4 gets its own credit files. Every SS4 gets a line of credit blueprint loans as well. So if I do this correctly, my SS5 and SSN, I get one of these suckers, that's it, and they tax my paycheck, and now I'm pissed off. The SS4 compared to SS5, I can get 100 of these. I like you at 18. If I have a problem with the division, what am I going to do? I'm never going to bring the pain home like you. I'm sorry, I don't do that. I don't bring the pain home. The SS5 equals SSN. I can file a tax return. I can bankrupt a piece if I need to for the SS4. I think we should write down I'm willing to sacrifice a division, not my corporate, my family. I'm willing to sacrifice a division, not the corporate family. I think when you sacrifice family, that's called dumb. There's no reason to do that. Every Amex card, gold or platinum, invites you to a blueprint loan up to $250,000. That's a blueprint loan. If you want to go to class, it's simple. It's $15 a month. Wow, that's hard. $15 a month to write it off anyway. You get to write off on taxes. So if you want to go to the classes on Saturday, it's very simple. It costs you $15 to have 5 classes the whole day. You get to play with me. 800-254-9506. The ability to play the game to win. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to go check 19 bank accounts. Okay? I control millions and billions of dollars. I don't own a damn thing because I'm not dumb enough to put something in my name. All right, doesn't mean you're dumb. That's just what you do is you're follow dumb all the time. Sorry. I don't like what you do. I think what you do is a bunch of hooey. Okay, the reality is you get to play the game to win if you want to. If you want to play my way. The difference is I'm online multiple times a day. I teach people how to play the game. And if you don't hire credit repair, please, you're not supposed to rip off your creditor. Don't worry, they're doing a sweep this year. If you do credit repair, they're going to knock on your door. They're going to indict you and arrest you right in front of your family and your neighbors. That's what they did to Daniel, the credit repair card. Good luck with that, ladies and gentlemen. Credit repair is a fraud. It's against federal law. The Fair Credit Reporting Act says it flat out. Fair Lending Act, you can change your life if you want to. Fair Lending Act. Credit Repair Services Act, that's what you do. You play the game to win every step of the way. There's no reason to bring the pain home in the first place. Why would anybody do that? Because they don't know. Their lack of knowledge is their dumbness. I'm sorry to say people aren't dumb. They just follow dumb. And that's how it works every day. This is not even money. It's a Federal Reserve note. It says that on the top. It's been saying that now since Nixon took the gold standard out in 71. So your choice today is to understand how to play the game to win. I tell you flat out to talk to a specialist. 800-254-9506 right there. I tell you to DM us, and click that yellow button 1,000 times. Share the live, because guess what? Then you're stuck with me and all the classes you get to play with all the time too. Keep in mind, what do? Follow, 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 and care, and share, share, share. I've been on TikTok now 27 weeks. How am I doing so far? I'm original coach, 50 years, 6 days a week. I train Carlton Sheets people, Dave Delgado, West Dalby too. Understand, I've incorporated 3 presidents in the United States of America. Coached them as well in the past too. You got choices, ladies and gentlemen. You could change your life if you want to today, or you can go back to the same thing you do every day, same rerun all the time, all the time. You do a rerun every day. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why you don't look at your SS5 in the link tree. You could actually use any name you want on your Social Security card. You could actually make your credit report disappear, but I don't want you to do that. I'm just saying your options. I'm not here to be seeking an attorney. But if you did that, you got to honor your debt anyway. You can't hire a credit repair and act like you're going to pay your damn debts. Your creditors. Credit repair, I'm going to remove your negative, blah, blah, blah. Good for you. But you owe the creditor. You owe money. It's not charged off. You owe money. I don't get it. Why would you want to rip off your creditor when you agreed to pay him in the first place? I guess you want to be a crook. And then the reality is very simple. It happens all the time. Why do I get so bitch bad luck? Because you're a crook. You're a jerk. You're whatever. I don't know. See, you got to realize you create your own energy. You create your own ability to do this. You create the ability to get past go and not have anything hurt you. It's always God, family, money. But if you're a crook running and rip off your credit or hire credit repair, good luck. That's why you get a flat tire. That's why you have bad luck all the time because you create your own luck and your own aura. You created this to hurt your family because it's called silly and dumb. If you have your LLC, LLP, C Corp, Nonprofit PC, you have 18 divisions. 18 divisions allow you flat out the ability to create income up to $100,000. Numbers never lie to me. Numbers have never lied to me. Only people do. That's what happens. They lie all the time. So if you had basically like here's 1,013 divisions. Okay, I don't want you to have that many. I just want to get you to convince you to have 18 in the beginning, so I can build up your divisions, your line of credit, put your butt in an escrow. I want to get you auto income. That's all I want to do for you. Then I want you to go to class and follow your one. It's up to you again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not hard to do if you know how to play the game to win. All I can tell you flat out. When I invented Car Finder, I was 12 and a half years old. I was a weird kid. I got born in a damn taxi. Mommy didn't want me. She put me in the trash can outside going to the hospital. She told the hospital there's a baby in the trash can. She drove home to take a nap. I'm a bastard child. Isn't that terrible? She didn't want me. I'm a piece of what? I'm an inconvenience. That's what I was. I got to be Mrs. Hope, the she devil from hell. When I invented Car Finder, I was 12 and a half years old. I wrote my first patent at 12 and a half years old. An apostle. I've been the apostle my whole damn life. This is simple. I wrote this when I was 14, winning the game of business. It actually says cash flow fee per time in the book. My attorneys had to see other people as well because they steal my goodies all the time. All right, so guess what? We get to play the game to win with the original coach, me, and I'm the number one coach worldwide anyway. If you want to play, you learn, listen, you follow through, call the office, and we play the game to win. I don't understand why you don't play the game because it's what it is. It's a game. All I know is God, money, credit. God, family, money. God, family, money. That's how it works. God is first. Family is always there. My wife and I became one 21 years ago, and then money. I don't love money, but I know how to give millions and billions of it. Okay, so I don't love it, but I have it. But it's not mine. I'm a puppet master. Why would I want to own anything? The only thing that makes them dumb. I'm not dumb. I don't want to be dumb. Replace yourself. Stop bringing the pain home. Auto income. It's not hard to do. Within 12 months or less, you could be back on track of your life more than you've ever been in your life today. Because what you're learning from me, you go, hey, that makes sense. That makes sense as well. But it's your choice. See, I think you should be a puppet master. You should have made a promise to yourself. I'm sorry you didn't do that. I think the biggest mistake you did is you never made a promise to yourself. Let's understand something today. This is the 28th of May. If you said today, on the 28th of May, that I'm going to change my life today, a year from now, someone's going to ask how you did it. Your response will be, the Godfather Credit Ray Reynolds taught me how to play. That would be the goal for every one of you. But again, what do? You'd have to make a promise to yourself. Are you willing to do that? All right, because I'm going to show you something next before I go off and say no more today. I would like you to think about something today. Don't take a picture. If you write it down, your brain records the information. When you take a picture, your phone's smarter than you are. Now your left brain, right brain, maybe no brain. That's how it works. Promise yourself today, the 28th of May. Promise yourself. Make a commitment. Okay? I am a puppet master and trainee. I own nothing, control everything. I have 18 divisions in my organization. That's your LLC, C Corp, nonprofit, or PC. Doesn't matter. 12 months from now, I will have up to $100,000 of income per month. I will have a reasonable paycheck. You see, your LLC that makes money can turn into an S Corp. S Corp is where you can decide your paycheck. You get to design it to the S Corp. And the IRS wants you to corporation be an S Corp because it's a single filing. It's the best corporation you can do that the IRS can never get mad at you, and if you're a lousy bookkeeper. Okay? From there, what do? My reasonable paycheck. I will recycle my paycheck because they tax my paycheck. I thought I got $1,000. I got 721, 728. What do? If I have my house payment, I can recycle the paycheck to get the money back. I will do tax balancing, not tax evasion. I will never bring the pain home. I will honor God and my wife. That's the goal. See, if you wrote that down today and you wrote it down mentally, your brain recorded it. When you take a picture, your phone's smarter than you now. Hey, how many things in your phone you ever never pay attention to take the picture? See, writing it down puts it in your brain mentally. That's what the goal should be. Every one of you should have a mouse pad and you should have American Dream. Why not? I mean, I do. I have everything I ever wanted, but why don't you just go get it? Why not? Hell, it's easy. That mouse pad, black one, red, white, or blue. What would you like? DM us in the link tree. Request one. That's all you got to do. 18 divisions build you $100,000 a month income. See, numbers never lie to me. Only people do. Said that for 50 years. We have the ability to change our lives if we want to. So again, what do? Simple. We build 100,000 credit to the parent company. We daisy chain it to every division. Now we have $1 million of credit. Nothing stops you besides you. This is your business you should be doing right now called auto income. If I get you American Express card, they give you a blueprint loan up to $250. If you write a check to an escrow, you get income for the rest of your life, about $3,200 a month. 50,000, 5,600. All right, 75,000, 7,500, 100,000 to 10,000 a month. There's your future. Why you don't do this, I have no idea. You brought the damn payment home a long time ago. If you want to reverse the process of your bad credit, it's under the Fair Lending Act, the Credit Repair Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Repair Act. Okay, it's right there. So the Fair Lending Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, for 20 bucks, you learn how to process that. If you get into a program, we'll do it for free for you and help you anyway. That's how it works. Sorry, I stutter once in a while. What happens? Very simple. Digital copy. This is $9.99. This will help you understand personal credit more than you ever did in your life. You should have sold that to you a long time ago. I just wrote it last year. Dedication of my attorney and friend, Harold Stokes. What do? The full blueprint. The Millionaire's Founders Kit. Bonovich at 32 years. Second largest advertiser in California, me. So you can play my way if you want to. But again, that's 1,000 steps, rules, and tools. You're going to have to master what you do to be a puppet master. It's not easy. You want a rapper rescore? Get into a rapper rescore today. It's simple. You push your scores up, reduce your debt to ratio, pay down some of your credit cards you jacked up. You want a phone call? There you go, 30 minutes to an hour. Pick it. You want credit or not? I have a whole schedule for you if you want to play. Will we play my way or your way? No, your way sucks. I'm sorry, I don't like it. Every Monday I have a Zoom at 4 o'clock, people. 800-254-9506. Do yourself a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen. Share the love, share the love, share the love. Tap that, tap that. I love that. Isn't that fun? Been on TikTok now 26 weeks. Actually, 27, so I keep thinking at the holiday. So 27 weeks, TikTok, of the 72,000 followers. Not too bad. How am I doing so far? I'm trying to get to 100,000. I guess I get some goodies at 100,000. That's my goal. So tap the screen, tap the screen. Share the live 800-254-9506. Keep in mind today, I'm going to tell you flat out, I'll do the work with you, for you. Divisions, corporation structure. Call and talk to a specialist at 6 o'clock. All right, it's only 5:24 in the morning. Can't write up the Rolex, can't write up the haircut, chef, can't write up the wedding and all that crap. There's too much crap out there, sorry. All right, there's no regulation on TikTok. I like TikTok, I'm having fun, but I haven't found a real coach there yet. Okay? Sell me the water, F your grandma, build my house. These clowns have gotten away with this so long, it's ridiculous. Okay? Let's teach you some real rules and tools. Credit repair is a fraud. Don't do credit repair. Don't rip off your creditor. Honor your debt. Let's do our best, ladies and gentlemen. I got to check 19 bank accounts and emails. So I got some work to do. Let's do our best. Let God do the rest. Amen to that too. Never forget the end of the day. God loves us all. All right, ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, guess what you used to do? Call that number today, this morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. Right now it's about 5:25. Call, let's talk to a specialist and let them help you every step of the way. Get in all those classes we're doing on Saturday for every one of you. We get to have some fun and play the game to win. Ultimate goal is very simple as we play this game to win. So let's do our best, ladies and gentlemen. Let God do the rest. Amen to that too. Never forget the